Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast.
I'm a zero pro guy.
I did it, yeah. I ran a marathon.
You only crank screw?
Am I the town hero?
3 laps of that are just... Okay. Hey
damn.
guys, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 57, Pine Lake review. Pine Lake pays out $77,000. I think that's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
$16,000 pro stock check.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
Sharon told me when she was adding up a bunch of the numbers for like the bigger classes or something. It came out to like exactly $56,000 and like $56.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So she thought that was kind of pretty unique.
That's sweet.
So Pine Lake race weekend. We're a little behind schedule here. It's Friday evening. Thanks for being patient with us. So our schedule is going to be messed up now for like the next 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, we've been busting ass.
Because this one, I'm going to release this one tomorrow morning right away.
Yeah.
So Saturday morning. So just so it doesn't conflict with Christmas on Tuesday. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler.
What the hell was that?
Happy Christmas.
Jam-packed show tonight, though. We're giving pro stock winner Bo Bunke a call.
Yep.
It's like deja vu. We gave Taylor Bunke a call last year, and I got second last year. So no, Bo sounded stoked to do that.
Awesome.
Might be giving Chad Deerdahl a call, promoter of the race, to just talk about the race, all the money they gave away and everything. Chad's at a Christmas party. Not sure if we're going to get a hold of him or not, but we'll have enough stories between the three of us to carry the show.
Yes,
For
totally.
sure.
Totally.
Are you covering up your mug?
No, I'm supporting Artie Cat.
Supporting
yeah,
Artie Cat
yeah.
because they're
out of all the can koozies we got here, I chose the Artie Cat one.
Yeah, that's good.
that's a good one. Yep.
So Shop Talk Fantasy.
Yeah.
Big. So we got Bo coming up here in 10 minutes. So stay tuned for that.
How are we ever going to win
Win what?
in fantasy?
So last year we had like 99 entries.
Yeah.
This year, 225.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
How it grew that fast in just 1 year.
We got to call FanDuel or whatever. Yeah.
We need to get this official. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks to everybody playing Shop Talk Fantasy. It's just a fun thing to do. We're not making any money off of it or anything.
No.
Thanks to my wife for doing all the Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Work of it.
220. We're going to have to start throwing in random prizes too.
Well, so that's where the Shop Talk podcast, the Shop Talk shirt is for 56th place.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So just get right into it. So yeah, 225 entries. We had, let me make sure I get my list of stuff here. Shout out Woody's Traction, Shop Talk 10. Save yourself 10% off and free shipping. Thanks to Woody's. Our Pine Lake weekend, Kyle, is thanks to Jason Killian.
Yep.
4 Seasons Contracting. Thanks to Jason for that. Since Pine Lake weekend, I picked up a new sponsor for the rest of this year. Shout out to David Nelson Farms in Oslo, Minnesota. So that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Jag Body Shop.
They're going to be making my Nelson Farm stickers.
Oh,
Yep.
yep. That's the plug.
So our prizes for this week here, we had a Zach Herfindahl t-shirt and sweatshirt. We got a Bunke racing hat, NEXC hat and shirt from Scott Preston, and then Wenzlaff Performance hat as well. So shout out Andy Wenzlaff. I think 2021 Sui 500 winner with Tate.
Didn't he win Pine Lake too in 17 or something like that?
Andy?
Thought he was a Pine Lake winner.
No, not a pro stock Pine Lake winner.
No, I'm
Pro-
thinking, yeah,
Pro Open?
because they got fast open.
Yeah, they had a fast open sled there a few years. So shout out to Andy. He sent us a few hats here, so we'll be giving those away throughout the year or so. I know he does UTV, snowmobile, suspension tuning and repair. So, and then also a Shop Talk shirt for 56th. So first place, the top 3 of fantasy had the top 3 picked correctly.
which is
How?
unreal because
How?
it was so.
It was so hectic.
Yeah.
It was such a wild race. It
That
was one
was-
of the best pro races that I've watched in a long time.
So many people went down, and I was like, "This is for fantasy. It's screwed up."
That's That's like Supercross fantasy of a huge pileup in the first turn. It's like, no,
we should post the results of who got what place.
Yeah, like we were gonna post like top 20 or so.
Yeah,
Just so people know kind of the standings. Because then also for year-end points, so far we have a $100 gift certificate from Woody's. So shout out Woody's Traction for that as well. And then for fantasy of next week of Ottertail, we have Emily Ilstrip donating that metal picture of a rider of your choice or yourself.
That's cool.
Yeah. Make sure I got everything here. So first place, Dirty Mike.
Is that from the other guys?
Like Dirty Mike and the boys.
Dirty Mike and the boys.
Thanks for the F Shack.
From God's country, north of Bemidji. So we ask people, please put your name. So then I will text you and get. You
put a number there. If I win, don't text it because I put 911.
Really?
For my phone number. You're not going to text me if I win. You're just going to say, hey, you won.
And he's definitely not going to call 911 and be like, hello, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, you won. 911.
So Dirty Mike from north of Bemidji won.
Good
Pine
job,
Lake.
Dirty Mike.
Yep. So now he'll have his pick of the Herf shirt, the Bunke hat, or the NXC hat and shirt.
Yeah.
So they get first pick, and then we'll go through the top four. You get what's left.
Top three guys that won this. I gotta say, horrible picks, by the way.
I mean, who would have get? I wouldn't have picked Bo to win, myself to get second, and Tate to get third. Just going off of,
I think mine was pretty close, but just a lot of rearranging.
Just going off the qualifying order, like I want to put myself second. No way. But you said you tried submitting new picks. And
on Sunday after the qualifier, but we were racing.
Yeah,
obviously, so it was like back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
and then I didn't have good service to wait.
Yeah, no service down on the lake with all those people.
But I'm all right with my position, knowing that there's 225.
Oh yeah.
Second place, Black Magic's own Tim Berg.
That's crazy, Tim Berg.
That's awesome.
Tim Berg plays Shoptalk Fantasy.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool. We did have a tie between Keaton Black and Paul Hansen of Winnebago, Minnesota. And Keaton Black, he used to race. So then the tiebreaker goes to the timestamp of when you submitted the picks. So third place is Keaton Black, fourth Paul Hansen, and fifth place Luke Christensen. So that's the top five. So I'll get a hold of you guys of what prizes we have left and so on and so forth. 56th place, winner of the Shop Talk shirt, Rory Beckham from Alexandria.
Nice.
So
very cool.
So super cool. So yeah, 225 entries of Shop Talk Fantasy. Pretty cool.
That's crazy, but that's a lot of competition.
That's insane.
So I'll just run down the list here because people like hearing their name shout out on the podcast. Of the 6th through 20th here, Eric Harrison.
Eric Harris?
Yeah.
What place did he get?
6th.
No way.
Is that the East Coast guy?
Yeah, that's New York.
Yeah.
He got 6. I got to text him right now.
Andy Junglin, Spencer, Lucas Gould, Pauly V with the top 10.
Pauly V, cool.
Yeah. Zach Herfindahl with an 11th.
Hey, that's cool. He's playing.
Yeah.
He has the coolest looking sleds, by the way.
The
his
aero
sleds,
kit on the Catalyst.
Yeah, that looks sweet.
The gold and black he had and that purple, that was a super cool purple. I wanted to give a shout out to that.
Tom Luma, Ed Wilson, Pam Minnie, Bryce Johnson, Brian Kuhn, Dylan Thompson.
Brian Kuhn?
Yeah.
That's my old boss.
Oh, really?
That's your old boss?
That's my dad's boss.
Dylan Thompson, Vance Booth, Hayden Knightsky, Kyle Grover in 20th.
Hey,
that's not bad.
Not bad.
On my sheet here, it just goes to 21st. Arnie Ratnan, 21st.
Man, we're getting everybody to play this.
So
freaking cool.
Lucas Vady in 22nd.
Wow.
Yep. Derek Coletti looks like he's around 30th.
What place is Colin in?
I didn't have any of them numbered past just what I wrote, what I jotted down right away. When
is
I
he
got
on
here.
there though? His name's Lasagna Drip.
Oh yeah, you'll should be able to find that.
Not on the second page, no.
Oh my God, he sucks.
Yeah.
So he's back there.
So yeah, super cool. Shop Talk Fantasy.
Thanks for playing. That means a lot to us because that was just, something that Colin had that idea that we should do this. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, probably get a couple people. Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
calling you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Brody, am I Bluetoothed?
I don't know.
Should be.
Should be.
Are we?
I have no idea. I don't think it gives me a notification if you are. Your roadcaster is now discoverable. Yep,
Okay.
is now pinned, paired.
And then we, after calls here, we do have another Facebook comments of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Because you put a vlog out.
no, this is from the video of the radar gun.
Yeah.
Where I overlaid like a VTEC 4-cylinder Honda sound to it.
Even our friend Regan was like, "Bro, what are these comments?"
People believe that?
They do.
Oh my God.
They believe that we were number 2 in podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
too good at editing where people believe it too much. I'll let you read through.
It sounded perfect though,
yeah,
on the
it did.
radar gun.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I love that video.
I'll let you read through it, Kyle, and you can pick your favorite one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'll read them and then, yeah.
Okay, we'll give Bo Bunke a call here just to make sure.
Winner.
Yep.
Winner.
Winner
Pro
of the
Stock.
Pine Lake Pro Stock. Make sure we're good, Brody.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey, Bo, how's it going?
Oh, good and for you.
Pretty good. Just sitting here, just going through our Shop Talk Fantasy results. We actually had 225 people play this year.
Oh, really? Nice.
And we had our top 3 actually picked the top 3 of yourself, me, and Tate correctly, which is crazy.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
So
That's funny. So how long have you been doing the fantasy thing?
we just started it last year. Like, we did it for Pine Lake last year. Yep, we just started it right before Pine Lake. I think it was kind of a spur of the moment idea. And we had
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I couldn't remember if I saw it last year or not, but I saw it this year and I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty fun, good idea,
it's kind of fun to look through and see how many people play it and all the names you kind of recognize. It's like, oh man, they're actually playing along with us. So
Yeah.
well, thanks to you
That's
guys.
funny.
Yeah, you guys donated a hat for us to give away for this week, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Yep.
But so Bo, you've made a lot of money at Pine Lake in 2024.
Yeah, I was just looking at I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, 2024. I mean, because we had the race was pushed back a couple of times. Was it 3 times it got pushed back last year? Or was it only twice?
Yeah,
Twice. Yeah. Yeah.
Or this year or whatever. Yeah. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I won last year, which was this year, and then I won just this past weekend. So I was like, man, that was a pretty good year from Pine Lake.
Yeah. Your tax lady's going to hate you.
Yeah.
I mean, what did Pro Open paid like 12,000 last year, didn't it? Was it that much?
Pro Open last year was 10.
Oh, it was 10. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
Still.
it was 10.
20.
Well, it was 8 from 5-star promotion because they had the $2,000 contingency
Yep.
figured in from players. So, and then this year was 14 from 5-star, and then the 2,000 from players. So I mean, it was definitely a really good, very good haul from them. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that again.
No, that's pretty cool, Bo. That is pretty damn cool.
No, it's something sure is crazy to think about it now. I mean, in the spur of the moment of things, like you don't really think about stuff like that, and then you start thinking about it after the fact, and it's like, whoa.
Has it set in? Like it's been almost a week now. Has it set in that you're 2024 Pine Lake winner? You and your brother winning it in the same year, actually, of 24.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about it that way. But yeah, it definitely took a little bit. It's like, it's crazy, like my dad never won Pine Lake. He only ever got second there. And that's one thing he said after the race. He's like, Pine Lake is a hard race to win. And, and he was just like, I'm so proud of my boys because they've both won now, and they've both done pretty good at that race. And, it's just something that not too many people are able to do. So, I mean, definitely whenever you do something like that, it's really memorable, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very good moment. But
when Jesse was out there and everybody was passing him after he burned up his brakes, he said he was just watching the dollar figures go every pass. It's just cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah. And Bo,
poor guy. Yeah.
You didn't.
I didn't realize that he burned up his brakes during the race, but yeah, I mean, it made sense when he told me that after the race, and I was trying to figure out why he was it seemed like he was braking a little early, but then after he told me after the race, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. You didn't get the best start, did you, Bo?
No, I was second row.
Sorry
in the qualifier.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Came in right behind Gunner, that gosh darn guy. I started second row, and I didn't get the whole time. I think I got third or something, and I mean, we were all pretty bunched up right there at the beginning, and it was crazy because we were all bunched up, and it was just a big snow dust cloud, and then all of a sudden you started seeing like my brother and Evan Peppel, they threw their hands up, like something was going on, and I thought they were just like they sucked in water or something, and the suds were just bogging down, but I definitely didn't realize that they're having motor trouble. So, but yeah, it was definitely a crazy first lap.
Yeah, that was unreal to me. Of that first long straightaway as we're going away in the snow dust, and then it was almost simultaneously that Evan threw his hand up, and then Taylor threw his hand up just a second later, and I thought the same thing, Bo, of like, oh, they must have be like coughing on some snow dust or something. And in the back of my mind, I kept thinking like, okay, when are those guys going to be coming back up
creeping
into
the battle again?
Yeah, well, it really threw me for a loop because I saw both their hands up. But I didn't realize, like, I saw my brother. So I looked right at him when it happened, and then as I went by him, I was looking right at him, and he was just like, I don't know what's going on with this thing. But then I did not see Evan. Well, I saw his hand go up. I didn't realize it was Evan right away. But then it really threw me for a loop because I could have swore like a couple laps later I saw Taylor, slowly creeping up, and like I looked back and I could have swore I saw him going around a corner, but there's no way because he got pulled in. So. But
from the qualifier in the morning to the final, Bo, did you make any changes from
setup? So setup, actually, I didn't really, like, the night before. We just kind of went through Taylor's sled, and then that morning we kind of just did like the brakes on mine, and then we actually, because Taylor, drove his sled in the pro open final, and he said his sled handled awesome. He liked how it handled. It rode good. It was fast. So I just went with whatever Taylor was running, same thing. And then I rode it that morning, and I was like, yeah, it feels pretty good. So and then we just decided to leave it. We were just like, well, if it feels good, what it does. Just let it be and ride it, and we worked on some clutching stuff, just throughout the day, tried some different clutching and found a spot where we were happy and just went out and drove.
Yeah, that's always the hardest part for me, of like knowing what your sled does in the morning and being like, I could change it, do this or do that. And so I actually changed mine from a little bit from the morning to the final to where I put just a little bit more track on the ground so I could just have a little bit better braking, but it's a tough gamble for sure.
Was it a beneficial change, or was it one of those changes where you're like, I shouldn't have changed it?
No, it helped me for sure. Like even the change I made from Saturday to Sunday, Saturday night, made a definite made it better for sure. So I was happy. It made two good changes.
Yeah, that's good. That is always made a good point there. I mean, that's always the battle, is like, do you change it. Like, because I mean, the hardest part is there wasn't really a test track that was good burned in, so it's hard. You can't really test it. You're just going off of your qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, well, maybe I could do this, and hopefully it doesn't screw me here. But that's part of it.
The braking feel different for you guys this year? Maybe it was just me, but I think like the ice was soft enough where it was hard to tune, like getting enough stopping force for me.
Yeah, like the ice this year, I mean, it kind of seemed like for me, it was like the track kind of wanted to stay stuck on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Like to get the sled to kind of break loose and how I go where I wanted it to go, I'd have to use the duff, it seemed like a little more than I have in years past at Pine Lake. But, the ice, I mean, well, I don't know if the ice it might have been weird too, because we did get that rain the weekend before where there was like a few inches of water over the whole lake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the ice was a little goofy there, but yeah, that was a real bugger we were there that Sunday when it was raining and trying to test, and there was water on the lake. My brother and I tried to break our mods out, and they didn't like the water.
Yeah.
Which was funny, but no.
So when
the track really came in, and
I thought
it was.
Whoops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I know we were talking in staging even before the pro final there, and we were talking about the track on how it seemed like it was coming in better than to be expected, at least on how we first thought it was going to feel on Saturday.
Yeah, no, the track really, like, as the day progressed, even from especially from like Sunday morning to the final, when they moved so many corners, everything kind of sat in, and it was a really fun track. I had a lot of fun on it this year. Like, I was worried. I think I was talking to you about it or something. I was a little worried that it was going to be kind of I wasn't going to have as much fun as I usually do at Pine Lake, just because there wasn't any like long sweepers and long poles. It was kind of short sweeper in the corner,
Yeah.
It was a little bit different track this year. Like, Alex Satine had a really cool overlay of the track from this year and last year.
That was cool seeing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alex always has all the cool data.
Yeah, he's got all the cool stuff on his computer.
He's the tech man.
Yeah. He's always figuring something out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to challenge him to a carburetor tuning competition, see who wins.
Yeah, he had a rocket on Saturday. His sled was working good.
Yeah, you guys almost had a similar battle to Nadawash last year, of you on the mini mod and Alex on his mod, but then it kind of ended quickly for you.
Yeah, it really ended fast for me, but I definitely think that if I would have been there for the whole race, I think it would have been a fun battle again. Yeah, he's definitely got that twin piper figured out now.
Yeah.
I think for a few years there, I mean, he's definitely put a lot of work and time and a lot of money into that thing, and it's coming. I think it's starting to finally pay off for him.
Yeah.
So,
We got the OG hood and the OG side panel from that thing.
No, that's from the
really?
the Sioux sled. That's a different sled that they crashed at the Sioux.
Jeez.
That we have there. Alex finally gave us his Sioux hood, and then we had that broken side panel from when we did the podcast up there.
How many mod sleds does he have? Jeez.
he's probably creeping up to as many as we have.
Yeah.
They accumulate over time.
So what's been the hardest thing about tuning in the mini mods for you guys? Is it just like all just computer mapping? Is that the most time consuming part of it, or?
I'd say the hardest part for us is like the cows. Like, we don't, like, my dad, my brother, or we don't know how to, like, we don't have any of the programming. We've never done it before. We don't know how to do any of the cow work, like, taking timing out, putting timing in. My dad's like, yeah, this is why I like carburetor so much whenever we're having problems with my brothers. We've been having problems with his, and he goes, we were in the trailer on Saturday when they were trying to figure out what was going on with that thing, and I remember he just said all of a sudden, this is why I like carburetors.
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I'd say that's definitely the hardest part of it. Is just we don't, it's all it's all electronic now, and I mean it's nothing compared to our stalkers at 600R, but like our stalkers are way more going on electronic wise. But I mean, there's so many people working on those at Polaris and everything, and the mods were kind of on our own, and we got to rely on someone who can. We just got to kind of plan ahead. Like we've had Ryan Hayes up last year doing some cow work for us, and he helped us figure some stuff out. And we just have these cows that we made that day, and that's all we have. We haven't really done much more.
Yeah.
So.
When you guys do have them running good, geez, they are fast. Though.
Yeah, they're wicked fast.
Unreal.
Yeah, they definitely go. We found out this weekend that the cow we're running probably isn't the cow that we're going to get them to live on.
Yeah.
So,
was it? Was it that I seen? Gosh darn it! Was I seen it in your vlog there, Bo? That when you're having issues, Taylor actually pulled over and talked to you during the Pro Open final.
Yeah. So, during the Pro Open final, we were on that second lap. When she went down, I just pulled over, and then I was waiting for everyone to go by, and then I think all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden Taylor came, and he kind of blew the corner a little bit to try, or he was going to tell that because that guy with the pickup, came and parked right in front of me, and they had their flashers on, and Taylor was going to tell him to get out of the way because he was like, "This is a dumb spot. People are coming off the straightaway hot. If they blow the corner, they'll hit the pickup." But he didn't realize I was there right away. And then he saw I was there, and then he kind of turned back around and stopped by me, and he's like, "What'd you do?" And I was like, "Well," she went down on me, locked up. Like, "Oh, huh." And then that's when and then I told her, and then he's like, "Well, huh." And then I quick ripped his side panel off and stole his belt tool because I didn't have one on the mod, and I needed to take the belt off so I could get pulled back. But then he tore off from there. So.
Are you guys flipping a coin to see who rides mod during the?
No, they had two of them now.
Yeah.
We got two. Mm-hmm.
Last year they flipped. Last year you guys flipped a coin though, didn't you, at Nadawash?
Yeah, we flipped a coin at Nadawash. So that was what we did. Well, because I ran it in Pine Lake, and the whole reason why we built it the first year was to start trying to figure out, because my dad, it was kind of my dad's brainchild. He wanted to try. He was thinking about it for a few years, and he wanted to try do what we did. He wanted to try do a single pipe EFI mod. It's just cheaper, easier for people to build. You can take it out. You don't have to have a motor, a bunch of work done to a motor. You can just get a 600R chassis and sled and just go ice racing with it. And they're pretty computable,
Yeah, that's a great theory, and it works, obviously.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, we definitely got a lot more time into it because, we built it like we built a Sioux sled. So we, drilled holes in the chassis, did all this, kind of light it up a little bit. And we did everything we do to our Sioux sled chassis and then put that motor in it. And, we took it out last year and we're just doing our testing, and we're kind of like, yeah, it's feeling okay. We're not, we don't know if it's going to be the fastest sled out there because we never dragged anyone or really rode with any other mods.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just handling wise, it's feeling good. And then come to race day, qualifying went very well last year. And we were like, oh man, this thing's pretty fast. And then the final, and we were like, holy smokes, we found something here.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely worked because there was a guy, I can't remember his name. I think he was number 11 this last weekend. He was on the same type of thing. He was on basically a mini mod. He was on a 600R with the single pipe and everything. He's been building it. I think Shane Boyer was his name or something.
Oh, yep.
I think he ran the sport class with it.
Oh yeah, I know
But-
which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did kind of like what we were thinking. Like people will be like, "Hey, you can take this thing and you can take I can take a snowcross and I can go ice racing with it." No way, I'd do that. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I think he did okay with it. I don't know for sure how he ended up, but yeah, I mean, he was out testing and everything. I saw him,
Hmm.
but yeah, same type of package and all. So
What are you guys doing for your aerodynamic stuff for the Sioux? Because you got some crazy looking stuff.
yeah, rocket ship.
Yeah,
Right? So, yeah, when I first saw it, that is the dumbest looking thing ever. You know, I was like, this thing was so weird.
Yeah.
But so it's actually, the guys that do it are Doug and Gene Hayes. And they're, like Ben Hayes at the race department, Doug is Ben's dad, and then Gene is Ben's uncle, I think. And then they were racing back when my grandpa was racing.
Mm-hmm.
Doug and Gene used to race against my grandpa, and they just kind of, I think how it went, they just kind of like saw like, well, what first started everything was they've always come to the Sioux with us, and they always are up in the scaffolding, counting laps and counting cautions and all that stuff, taking fuel mileage. They've done that for years for my dad. And I think one year when we got the new, I think it was 2018 when we moved or maybe it was before, when we moved from the IQR chassis or not the IQR chassis, but like that old bubble body
Yeah.
to that newer style. I can't remember the year.
17.
But we, 17, there you go.
Yeah.
When we went to that, I think we raced it like that for a year or two, and Doug and Gene actually were like, hey, I think we can do some aerodynamics. And then they started scheming things up, and they read the rules and all that stuff, and they started making the windshield and all that stuff, and it's just every year they've got something new.
Yeah.
You know?
Are they doing the old leaf blower with strings and taping them on?
Oh yeah. So yeah, they actually do.
Yeah.
So we went down to their down to where they live, over kind of by Wausau there, and in Gene's garage they took like a box fan, and they made a bunch of like they took a bunch of cardboard and made grids out of it, like square grids, because a box fan, when it spins and blows air, it's not perfectly straight air. So they took and they made grids with like cardboard boxes,
Yeah.
and they put strings all over the snowmobile before the aero package, like basically like what they did in the movie Ford versus Ferrari.
I was
right?
just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And they did the strings, and they even had a string on a stick. And when we were there, they showed us how they did it all, and they got it all ready to go, and they were showing us, and it was so cool. I mean, I wish I would have had a video of it, just because like how inefficient the sleds are when it comes to aerodynamics. And they did it back to back with the aero and without the aero, and it's crazy.
Huh.
God
Yeah,
damn, that's
cool.
neat.
I remember it was a few years there. You guys were showing up with something new every year of like the bubble windshield, and then like the flares kind of out and around the front of it, and then like the spindle wings,
And now the side panel is long as hell, ain't it?
on the right side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that long billboard over there.
Yeah, that's just for sponsors.
Yeah, that's just for show business. That's why we got that. you know?
Yeah. Even like with your qualifying setup for the Sioux, I was looking at it this past year, and like even your skis are drilled out.
Oh yeah. Our skis are all shaved down. We got our qualifying skis. They got holes in them.
Yeah.
for
Like in the
speed.
front?
Yeah, in the front,
Okay,
there's
yeah.
holes in the front.
Huh. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't want to take them into some deep powder.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. If you're gonna qualify at the Sioux, you got to ride over a snowbank after.
Yeah.
Just to see if the sled survives.
Yeah. See if you can make it without getting stuck in a few inches of snow.
Yeah.
No, but they do they do a heck of a job. Those boys they're always thinking of something, and it's really cool how they make this stuff. I mean, they have forms like for like the spindle covers and everything.
Yep.
They have forms that they've like carved out of wood, and then they use an oven from when they remodeled the kitchen. and then they heat the plastic up, and then they take this form, and then they have like a shop vac vacuum, and they just suck it all down tight to the form, and then they let it cool, and then that's the plastic.
Huh.
That's great.
That's so freaking cool.
That's cool as hell.
I know it's the coolest. Their little operation is the neatest little thing ever.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's sweet.
Wicked. That's stuff I dream about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool as hell.
Uh-huh. So yeah, they do they dream up some stuff for sure.
Does it? Is there a big handling difference, like from your mini mod to your stalker, like at Pine Lake there, or is it pretty similar?
No, they're definitely different. The mini mod that thing just works. It's always just worked well, I guess. Like my dad, he's got a notebook that's like an inch thick on those chassis from how many years he ran it at the Sioux and everything, and just how many years he's ran it for setting those things up. But yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but they're like when you get on them and ride them, like they're easy. They feel a lot easier to move around on. Like it's like for me, I don't know. It seems like it's easier to get lower to the ground. But you definitely sit lower on them. My knees feel like they're in the handlebar sometimes. But then you go to the stalker, and sometimes, like, if you don't have your stalker set up nice, I mean, it just feels like you're driving, I don't know, just a slow, I don't know, just something that does not work good. You know, they don't make as much noise as the mod. They don't feel as fast sometimes, but.
Has your dad jumped on the mini mod? Like, I got to see what you kids are talking about, and then just go out and rip around on it? Or when was the last time Gabe got on one of these sleds?
The last time my dad got on a sled was at the Sioux in 2020, I think was his last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the last time he got on a Sioux sled.
Just cold turkey after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, I mean, you ask him, he's like, you ever miss it? And he just won't even hesitate. Just, nope, I've had my fun with it. You know, he's just he's happy to be there and see us do well. I guess.
Yeah.
You know, he says he's like, I've worked on these things and rode them enough where I'm perfectly content where I'm at now, is what he says. So.
I figured he'd see how good the mini mods are working and be like, I gotta try one.
I got one more race.
Yeah.
I got one. I can do one more.
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
But so jumping back into the pro stock final there, Bo, was it like lap three or four or so when you kind of caught up to me from the second row there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I knew, like, in the back bay that I knew Bo was pretty close to me, and there were some water holes in the back there.
Yeah.
I purposely
You squared them up?
Hit them water holes.
Yeah.
But then I thought of it, because then you passed me coming out of the cattails there. I was like, I bet you I slowed myself down hitting that water hole.
Yeah.
And then you just...
Yeah.
Did I get you at all, though?
No, I don't. Like, I don't know, going into the back the back bay there, I was slowly working my way up to you.
Oh.
And then I saw you kind of going for the water holes, and I'm like, I was like, that gosh darn four-stroke can go through the water, and it just got enough torque to just peel through it. And I'm like, these things, if I hit the water, I'm down a few mile an hour, you know?
Yeah.
And then you'd be gone. But yeah, I could kind of see the writing on the wall. I was like, well, it makes sense. I mean, if I was on a four-stroke and it didn't really affect me too much, you know, maybe possibly. But yeah, I saw you headed for the water, and I was just like, nope, I'm scooting over to the side. And I think you maybe sprayed me just a little bit, but it wasn't enough to cause any bogging or anything. Those two strokes, they don't like it when you get wet.
Yeah. No, I didn't know about that water hole coming out of the cattails on that first lap. So I was behind Alex or somebody and just soaked my left glove right away. First lap, I thought, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sucked.
So
coming back out of the cattails, out of the back bay, I didn't know about the water hole either, and I was like, just trying to. I can't remember who I was trying to draft, but I was just right on someone's tail, and then I just got hosed with water, and that whole straightaway. I think it was it was the first lap. That whole straightaway, the Sled was just just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, seriously.
Yeah.
I remember standing in the pits though, and it was that third or fourth lap whenever you caught up to Gunner, and we were like, where the hell did he come from?
Yeah.
We're like, you just showed up out of nowhere, and we were like, oh, so there's another guy battling now. It's like, this is getting out of hand. This is getting real exciting.
We were watching. I was like, Bo is picking him off right now. Yeah. He's working. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the sled was working awesome, and it was pretty fast, and I don't think it was the fastest Polaris stalker out there, honestly. I don't know, my brother's sled was fast until it wasn't, until it quit. But. Yeah. Yeah, but no, I was coming out of the cattails and I saw you headed for the water, and I was like, I'm going over to the side, and it probably, come to think of it, it probably did slow you down a little bit, but I mean, I had to go over into the snow anyway, so I figured it'd be about even.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I knew you were probably close behind me. I was like, I gotta try something here. Hold them off a little bit. But no, you got around me on that straightaway there, and then I tried.
Yeah, I think I just drafted you and was able to get slingshot engaged around you.
So I've had a handful of ice oval guys talk to me about hey, when you guys talk about drafting, does it work that much? And it's unreal, isn't it, Bo?
Oh my goodness! In the qualifier, when I passed you and Jesse, when you and Jesse were going down the straightaway and touching skis, it felt like I was getting pulled towards you guys.
Yeah, that's
awesome. I couldn't believe how much it pulled me, and it just rifled me by you guys.
I suppose with me and Jesse so side by side, we were almost making a double. Push through the air.
Really killing the air.
Yep.
Yeah, it had to have been it's a huge double wind tunnel and it just it really felt like I was getting pushed into you, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was I've never felt the draft that strong before, but
Cooper,
I mean, even with one,
we were.
Yeah. Yep.
But we were doing that back and forth. He could stop on a dime, so every corner he would come in and stop.
Yeah.
Then I felt so bad because I'd get behind him, and it felt like a suction.
Yeah.
It would just woof, pass him, and we come into a corner and he passed me, back and forth and back and forth.
But then I told Jesse that we were probably actually slowing each other down, being that side by side drafting that we were doing. So. I told him,
it could be.
I should have went back one sled length and maybe just if you can put your spindle right at the edge of the guy's running board, then that will actually pull you along as well. That's another drafting spot. But I figured we were slowing each other down, going side by side. Did you happen to see us do a fist bump at 110?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I wish I had a GoPro onto that. I saw you guys fist bump, and I just started laughing. I was like, "No, that is awesome."
Oh man,
yeah, that was pretty cool.
But I couldn't.
I mean, that just goes to show the sportsmanship. I mean, we're on different brands and we're competing, but I mean, have fun with it,
Yeah,
we're all friends.
That's me and Taylor were side by side at Pine Lake last year, and we looked over at each other and kind of gave each other just a little head nod, we're battling for the win.
We're doing it.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, might as well have fun with it while you still can, right?
Yeah, for sure. What about back to the Pro Stock final, when you get past me, you're running, that'd be fourth for a couple laps. And were you watching the battle of Bussy and Bobby and Jesse up front like I was?
Yeah, I was watching. It was a crazy battle, but then Bobby pitted for fuel on lap, what was it, 3 or 4 or something? It was pretty early, I think.
Yeah.
It was after lap 3, I think, and I was like,
Really?
yeah.
It was early.
Yeah,
it was really early.
like-
he was one of the first ones to pit.
Oh, wow.
I knew after 6 laps, my tank was empty on my new sled.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Bobby, that's not a good move to pit right now.
Well, yeah, that's what like my dad was saying. Like, you know, it's like, I mean, yeah, get out of the battle early, I guess, but you know, you can only take so much fuel after. I mean, 3 laps, you maybe have burned enough fuel to make it to the end of the race, but then you got to fill the sled plump full again, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that was what my dad told me. He said, come in after lap, at least wait till after lap 5. He's like, 'cause I can't see the fuel level in the tank with these faster cans.
Oh.
He's like, I can't see the fuel level, so and I want to make sure we get enough fuel to finish the race.
Yep.
But but I mean, back to those boys, they were having a crazy battle there for a while.
Yeah, I was watching them go back and forth. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to take each other out. They were just constantly one after another, side by side with each other. It was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
From 5th place.
I'm sure you've seen the video, but when Marshall wiped out, like coming into the corner, Jesse slows down and Marshall just blows past him. I was like, oh no.
I don't know what he was doing there.
I
mean,
Well, there, I guess he was like, I was talking to Jesse after the race because I was right behind him when it happened. And I saw a little, like, I didn't see the initial going into the corner. Like, I came around the next corner, and all of a sudden, like, I came around the corner, and I saw Jesse blowing the corner, and I saw Marshall sled cartwheeling and him running after it. So I guess what happened was Jesse was starting to lose his brake. So he was in the snow duct trying to slow down.
Yeah.
And then Marshall was on the inside, and I guess just from everyone talking about it, sounded like he was coming into the corner very hot. Well, and then he didn't have the snow duct to slow himself down.
No,
he was just on the inside of the corner. So he pitched her sideways and just hit the end of the corner, to the edge of the corner with a sled, and it just caught and barrel rolled. And then Jesse had to blow the corner so he didn't hit him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what the first thing I noticed is Jesse was out of place after Marshall went by him. I was like, oh, you screwed him there. But
yeah, for sure.
Jesse had a heck of a race after that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was when I came by there and Marshall was running back to his sled and it just steaming to beat hell and the headlight pod is all gone. It's like, oh my God.
That sucks.
Yeah. That was
he wrecked a lot of stuff on that thing, I think. I saw a Snapchat afterwards and it was headlight was busted out, the bars were bent down, and I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah. That sucks.
No, that's what I did in Pro Open last year at Pine Lake. Just rolled it. It's
Watered her up.
Not good.
It happened close enough to the pits where we heard it smashing into the ice and like crunching. And it was wild.
So
it can be pretty easy to do there. I mean, you're coming in the corners fast and, you know, just trying to make the corner, you know, you're trying to not mess up and trying to make as much time in each corner as you can, you know.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Those last couple corners, my mentality changes. So we'll get into it later in the podcast. You won't hear it, Bo, but that's what happened with me and Gunner.
Oh, on the 440s.
Yeah, I'm very conservative in those corners.
Yeah.
They come up quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
They do.
It is a tough balance, Bo, of where you don't want to let off too early, but you don't want to blow the corner. So it's like I told Brody before, it's like 9 out of 10 times you're coming into the corner like, oh shit. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
9 out of 10 times you make it, one time you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, you come in I mean, you're totally right there. A lot of the times you come into the corner and you're like, there's no way I'm going to make it, you know, and then you somehow make it, you know. There's that one time you blow it and you screw yourself, you know, because that's just how close it is with everyone. You're like, we're all like, when you look at qualifying, we're all second, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to be so comfortable on your machine to know what it's going to do in
Yep.
those final
For
corners.
sure.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Bo, you went wide on that corner in the qualifier, and that's how I got around you, and it was just able to maintain that. Same
Yeah,
corner.
no, that's exactly. Mm-hmm.
Same corner that
That's
Tate
exactly
went
it.
wide on, and then that's how I got under him for in the final there too. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one. Well, that one's definitely an easy one to bow too. First lap of the qualifier, first lap of the day. You know, you're feeling fast, and that corner definitely snuck up on me because they moved it in, I think.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it
Yeah,
didn't
they
have
did.
that dog like to it. It was just a really abrupt 90.
And it V'd out like
Yeah.
goofy, so your track kind of fell in the old groove, I felt.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
only. I was gonna say it was only like 2 laps in where we were watching you guys race, and it's like these guys are pushing it hard. This is they are giving it all she's got. It was really cool to watch.
Mm-hmm. We're definitely running on that edge for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
The whole race.
So then when you get past Jesse, when I was catching Jesse, I could tell because you guys pitted at the same time, didn't you? The same lap.
Yeah, so I was right on Jesse's tail when we pitted, and then I got out before him in the fuel stop because he started on fire.
Did you see the fire?
But yeah, well, I was getting fuel, and all of a sudden I started hear everyone yelling "fire, fire, fire," and I was like, "What is going on? Am I on fire?" You know, like should I stop, drop, and roll? You know, but no. And then I guess we just kept filling with fuel, and we didn't have a very good fuel stop. We got to work on our fuel stops, but I kind of fumbled the cap a little bit. You know, I couldn't with the glove on and the adrenaline, and you're just I was kind of like I gotta get back out there, you know. And we got the fuel cap back on. I started running towards the fuel stop, and I started going the wrong way because I was just following the line of people like you normally do. But then I guess I was supposed to turn out earlier or something. So then I got on the sled as I was gonna go, and I started looking, and I was like, hey, I'm going towards the straightaway, like when we take off for heads up.
Yep.
So I just quick, sharply turn and go back. Oh, you can hear my dad yelling in our vlog, yelling, "Bo, Bo!"
Oh yeah. I heard him and Taylor yelling. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
then I passed him in the fuel stop, and then got going, and didn't see him after that.
So then were you were quite a few seconds behind Bobby at that time, right? After the fuel stop?
Yes, I think I was 11 or 12 seconds behind him.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. And it stayed pretty much consistently like that for the rest of the race. I felt like, coming from behind him, it felt like I was making a little bit of time on him. And, I don't know, it's hard to know.
Yeah.
Really, when you're racing, you feel like you're making time, but at the same time, you might be feeling like you are, but you actually aren't. You're just maintaining the same pace, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought we were maintaining there, like for the last 3-4 laps of. I could really see it in the back bay where I was coming straight down that turn, and like Bobby was just kind of turning out of the cattails, and then you had already made that corner down there. And heading towards coming out of the cattails. So that's where I was judging us every lap. I was like, well, we're kind of all at the same spot the last 2 or 3 laps in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of just we were all maintaining. Bobby's sled was fast and was handling good. So it was hard to make up time on him for sure. But yeah, I don't know. We could have raced all night long, and I don't know if I would have catched him at this pace we were running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, yeah. I told Bobby that after Pro Open on Saturday. I said, because he passed me on Saturday. I said, your sled was working really good, Bobby. It looked good in the corners. So,
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah,
did
he had a good looking sled.
when did you catch him? When did the pass happen?
Yeah, so the pass, it will happen in the back bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we were coming, I was following the same spot, as we were always going down that long straightaway in the back bay.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went around the corner, and then I came, and then he kept going like you normally do, and then I came around that back corner in the very back bay after that long straightaway, when you kind of make that dog leg before the last straightaway before you get to the start finish line.
Yep.
Yeah, so I made that corner and I came up and I thought it was just like a trail rider or something, or I thought it was someone that was in the very back of the pack and he was having problems. He was just slowly making his way back to the trailers. You know, and I was coming along, I was like, oh, someone's on the side of the track. Okay. And then I got closer and I was like, holy shit, it's Bobby. I was like, there's no way right now that this is happening. So, and then I went and I passed him right as we were starting, right before that big water hole that you tried to get me wet on. Going back to the scoring trailers.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I passed him right there, and I just looked at him. He threw his hand up, and as I went by him, I kind of threw my hand up, like, "What's going on?" You know. Mm-hmm. And then I think he made it down that straightaway in like one corner or something. I think his motor locked up or something.
No, it was the corner right before the corner that Marshall crashed in. Mm-hmm. That was his.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he made it to right there, so I could, when I come around down the straightaway, Tate blew the long corner there, and I cut under him. I'm like, third, hell yeah. And then I can slowly, I just peek over a little bit, and I see Bobby like laboring, like slowly creeping along the track. I'm like, oh man, he's having issues, so I got to try to catch him. But if he maintains that speed, he's gonna beat me. Mm-hmm. And slowly, he just came to a stop right there out of that corner. And I was like, geez, two corners to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal.
Yeah, that was crazy, because I remember I went by him and I was just like, there's no way this is happening right now. I was like, this is the craziest thing ever. And I just instantly after I passed him, I was like, okay, don't screw up. You got literally like 5 corners left. You can do this. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, don't mess anything up. You know, wait. You don't need you don't win. You don't get the checkered flag until you go across the line. So just do what you've done for the last 10 laps. You'll be okay. So.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. No, that had to have been a pretty surreal feeling for sure.
Oh, it was definitely one of those feelings. Like, it was almost like the excitement and we were all pushing pretty hard, and for that to happen was just something else. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah, and for it to be for us to do 11 laps, like we usually don't do 11 laps.
Yeah.
For all that to happen on the 11th lap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was do you know why we did the 11 laps? Was it just because it was wanted to do one more this year? Or?
No, I think it was because of the fuel can rule change that they wanted to make sure that everybody, in case somebody had like a 13-gallon tank on their sled, like I don't know what size trailer tank you could put on, but just to make sure that everybody had to take fuel, take a certain amount of fuel at least.
Okay.
So I think that's, I didn't think it was going to play that big of a factor, but it did.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, what's one more lap in the grand scheme of things? But I guess one more lap is the difference between winning and losing the race.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
So, no, that was crazy. And that was one thing, like Bobby's dad, Bob, was like, why do we do 11 laps this year? If we would have only done 10, we would have had it, you know? So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just, that's how it goes, though, when you're racing, right? Sometimes you just have that terrible luck, I guess.
Yeah. No, there's, a lot of luck involved. A lot of luck. Like, we've talked about it before. If you just think of how many moving parts are on these snowmobiles of chain and belt and bearings and track.
Yep. There's so many variables across the whole day, each day. It's nuts.
Every little A-arm nut and bolt that chatters across the ice at 110 for an hour and a half.
Yep. We're basically Formula One, redneck Formula One. Yeah.
Redneck Formula One, there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you're something so simple, like single nut comes loose, your limiter strap bolt comes loose, your limiter strap breaks, and then your sled handles like garbage,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a lot of variables into it. So.
Yeah.
Or even like a random like glove tearing for some random reason, or like your goggle strap becoming loose, or just every little variable comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
There's endless variables.
Fog your goggles. You can't see. Yeah. There's the physical aspect to it too.
I mean, to do well at any race, you gotta. I mean, the pretty much the stars have to align in your favor perfectly for you to do well at the level we're riding at.
Yep.
Now.
Yep.
I mean, everything's just got to be perfect. That's why when you're working on these sleds, you just go over every single detail.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Freaking crazy.
No, good job, Bo. A lot of respect. No, you did good. Rode a good clean race the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job to you. I mean, I'm still waiting for the day where you get that trophy, Gunner.
We all are.
Yeah. Your brother said the same thing last year.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I'm waiting for it. If there's anyone that deserves it more, I mean, it's definitely you. You work so hard at that venue, and I mean, you're not only racing. I mean, you help with the like the track and everything. I mean, you're the one that goes out and checks the ice, when it's a little bit sketchy. So, yeah, I mean, I give you lots of props.
No, I appreciate that.
Before you go, Bo, what do the Bunkies do for fun?
What do the Bunkies do for fun? I don't know. I guess we go to like in kind of just in general, or like in the summer or in the winter, or
what are your hobbies? Because like
what do you mean?
like snowmobiling's a hobby to me.
Yeah,
it's like they take it so seriously.
Yeah. Well, I guess when we're not racing, we're either riding or wrenching on sleds all winter long. It's kind of just what we do during the winter.
It's sleds 24/7.
Yeah, just snowmobiles. It's always something around snowmobiles. It's like, oh, we got to do this weekend, or we got to test this, or we got to. Pretty much since after I stopped driving combine in the fall on the farm, I'm working on snowmobiles.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, during the summertime, we have our lake place on Lake of the Woods.
Yeah, yeah.
And we try to spend as much time up there. I don't spend as much time as I wish I could because I'm pretty busy during the summer with farming and everything. But my brother, he's got Harley's family has a lake cabin too in Pelican Rapids that they spend pretty much every weekend at, I think.
I see.
So,
I got
just kind of screwing around on jet skis and fishing and just having a good time.
I got a pretty sick Pokemon collection if you ever want to check it out.
Nice, yeah.
I'll bring it to Otter Tail. I'll show you.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Well, are you gonna buy anything big with your winnings from this weekend, Bo, or are you just putting it in stocks? Investing.
Just putting in stock for now. I mean, Emma and I, we went to Grand Forks yesterday to do some Christmas shopping, and I was going to try take some of the cash, and she said, "No, you can't use it yet."
Yeah.
Let it burn a little bit in the pocket.
Yeah, Gabe's going to have a hell of a gift this year. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, no, yeah, we'll find something for it. I mean, it'll go towards something good, but.
Oh, heck yeah. But
we'll just keep trying to keep the snowmobiles going, I guess, and keep trying to at least stay up in the podiums for this year. Try to do well. So try to keep working at it so we can keep racing, I guess. Do what we love.
Yeah, heck yeah. But all right, Bo. Well, 52 minutes on the
Holy smokes.
It's gonna be a long podcast for you guys.
Yeah, it might be, but it's Pine Lake. We love talking about Pine Lake. So
this thing's gonna be 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Are you guys calling anyone else? Or
we might.
Or?
Yeah, we might be having Chad Deerdahl call in just to talk about the event, talk about how much money was given away, stuff like that. So But other than that, we have enough stories from the three of us to go around. So
Yeah, I think Chad was saying. Yeah, I mean, I think Chad said at the awards banquet that it was record amount for given away this year.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep.
So that is very. I mean, that's just in. I mean, Pine Lake is such a big race to begin with, and when you have all that money that you're giving back to the racers, it puts in a lot more incentive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
For racers. I mean, if they keep doing that, I can see Pine Lake getting bigger and bigger and bigger just because there's a bigger purse. I mean, like they're paying back juniors, they're paying back top fives. That's what a guy needs to do to keep the sport alive.
No, they don't. They don't make any money off of the event. They just use whatever they get to pay off all the stuff that it costs them. But then everything else after that is all given back to the racers.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about that race is it's so, and it's not a huge circuit. I mean, you can go there, have fun, and run a good race and maybe win a little bit of money no matter what class you're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Cool. But all right, Bo, we really appreciate the time tonight, and we'll be seeing you down in Ottertail here in a few weeks. So
yeah, no problem. Yeah, it sounds good. I do enjoy your guys' podcast. I'm glad you guys are still doing it. It's fun to listen to all the different stories.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're going to get into Kyle's Pokemon collection.
Yeah, I'll remember to bring that to Ottertail.
Yeah, make sure to bring that. We gotta look into that.
So. Yeah. I'll trade you a Charizard for this clutch here.
Even trade. So.
Yeah. But
all righty then.
All right, Bo. Well, we appreciate it. So we'll see you at Ottertail.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, see you at Ottertail. You guys have a good rest of your night, and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, have a good Christmas, Bo. We'll talk to you later.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
What a good guy.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a good guy. And how old is he? How old is he?
Oh, we should have asked him.
Shoot, yeah, I don't know. He just graduated not too long ago.
Because I'm thinking he's got to be younger than me.
I remember watching him in the juniors.
Yeah, he's younger
than
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Because I think me and Taylor are the same age, and I think I guess I wouldn't know exactly how old he is. We could call him back.
No, we don't need to do that. It's just
Before we get into it, I got to rock a piss before.
Yeah, that's fine.
But for him to be so good at a young age, like we'll be seeing him for a while, just like his brother.
We had talked when Zach was in here that we were kind of there's these groups of ages, and he's in that fast group of like him and Evan Peppel and Jesse Hallstrom, and maybe you could get in that group. Brody.
No, I'll stick to the classics class. I like having fun. I'm not in it for the serious money and prestige of winning.
Yeah,
I'm fine with just running that F7.
I might run the F7 in Ottertail.
Do it
in classics.
Do it
just for the fun of it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna race Pro Open or not. Them Pro Open sleds have gotten so fast.
Oh yeah.
To where it's
almost not even worth it trying to run your stocker.
Yeah, throwing $400 out the window. Mm-hmm. At least in the classics class, go just do that for fun on Saturday. Pull off on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Because you'll have fun on that F7.
We gotta talk about your lap times here, Brody. Though,
how bad are they?
They're bad. Well, first off, transponder didn't work on Sunday for some odd reason.
Nope.
For some odd reason, transponder didn't work. But no, these lap times for Saturday. You got the fastest sled on the lake.
Yeah.
Well, I think
second or third fastest sled on the lake. 2 pros or 1 pro open sled.
At least top 5 of the fastest sled. Because I know Alex's was recorded faster, and I think Herf's was maybe same speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with all these like below 8-minute lap times?
So that's where I had a question of the lap times kind of varied all over.
Right.
Like,
but it seemed very accurate.
It did, but like I don't remember cutting that much of the track off from Saturday to Sunday.
Right, because what was it? Saturday was like 7 minutes, something like that, and then Sunday we started getting into like 6 minutes. like below 7 minutes.
I got it in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Fastest lap of the day on Sunday on the ZRT.
Yeah.
Out of everybody?
Out of everybody.
You on the ZRT?
Yeah.
What?
The fastest lap of the weekend
Are
was
you-
on the ZRT.
Well, the weekend is loose because it wasn't the fastest lap on Saturday compared to the Pro Open guys.
Yeah.
But on Sunday,
Okay.
compared to the Pro Stock guys,
Here, I thought you beat the Pro Open sleds too.
No,
okay.
no,
Holy
it
shit,
wasn't-
that
it
would have
was-
been nuts.
it wasn't Pro Open fast on Saturday because I didn't like the brakes on Saturday. It was a little iffy on them. If they were,
I believe it could have been.
I was over revving, so then I wasn't quite going wide open either.
Yeah. Anyway, how bad is my
Okay,
time?
So we'll get into this here. I don't know if we'll see what time. It's already 6:45.
How long? Been going for an hour and 10?
Hour 10, yeah.
See, I can't see the board at all.
Hour 10.
Just make sure I got everything here on.
Because no, you brought up my lap time. I'm curious.
Yeah. What was Brody's lap
He said they're
times?
bad.
Well, because
And
Brody,
What?
yeah.
Brody didn't.
Then my transponder didn't work on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so-
I know.
Yeah.
I know the reason why.
Well, we'll just go in order here of Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I have them stacked in order. So Dad raced Saturday morning, Masters 50,
First race out.
first race out, track dry as a bone.
Yeah, yeah.
He got third. John Anderson still on an old 2014.
Fast as a blazing Dickens.
That thing is fast
So
as hell.
I raced John Arneson in 2014 when he was on that sled, when that sled was brand new.
Yeah.
And he beat me in Pine Lake in 2014 on that sled.
Yeah, that sled is so sweet.
My
Suzuki carbureted motor. That's freaking sweet.
And then Jeff McKay, second place. Him and Dad were extremely close on Saturday here. Kyle, race 2. What the heck did I do?
Race 2 on Saturday?
Yeah, Kyle, you.
Yeah, I
crashed.
had a pretty gnarly wipeout.
Yeah, your elbow's all cut up.
Yeah, my whole arm is like the shape of a 2x4 right now.
Didn't the sled start on fire too?
No, that was the triple.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
that was
okay.
another
That's-
story.
that's
But
the
no,
other story.
yeah, Saturday first, like headed out in the qualifier, like I was just aiming to get in the line of people, of sleds for just set a fast qualifying time. Well, Derek Coletti and somebody else got tangled up in front of me.
Oh.
So like I seen plastic and then I seen Derek sliding across the ice. So I mashed the brake and I yanked it off the course and then it, got all wobbly and I tried. It was just like when you pitch it too far, and you're trying to correct it, and you can't correct it, but it was off the course or it was patches of snow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I tried to correct it and then I felt the sled start to want to go over. So I just left it. I jumped off pretty much and the sled stayed,
No shit.
stayed upright. So, and then I went sliding across the ice, jump back on immediately and then get going. And then, so like my time, I didn't think affected it that much.
It looks like it a little bit, just judging off of your fastest lap. Like you ran a fastest lap to have been comparable to that sixth place.
Yeah.
So you qualified 12th with the crash. So
I started front row though, which is what I don't understand.
really,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't understand this
Because I don't know how those timing sheets work, but
it don't make sense to me neither because I got 4th in my flight,
yeah.
but I was not. I was qualified second row.
And they said that it was top 3 in a flight, so maybe I got 3rd in my flight, something like that.
Oh, sure. So Brody, classics winner 1-1
Yeah.
1-1.
on the F7.
Uh-huh.
Fastest lap, an 8:03.
8:03, Brody.
Is that bad?
Dad on the Catalyst ran an 8:01. So the way the starting procedure worked out, your first lap didn't count.
That was my heater. Yeah.
That was your warm up.
That's my warm up fast heater.
That's his heater before he gets severe arm pump.
Yeah. And so the next 2 laps were just pure survival.
You were in agonizing pain after 1 lap?
Well, the second lap was manageable.
Yeah.
But the third lap was like, I was telling myself, I ran a freaking marathon.
Yeah.
I could push it a little bit more than this. My arms were shot.
Yeah, you got to get them comp bars off that thing.
No, they're pretty lax comp bars. They're not as aggressive like the ones on the ZRT.
No, it's a handful to ride, but it's definitely, I just didn't have any ride time like I did last year.
What the
Before the race. And
you
so,
get arm pump right away?
second lap, arm pump.
Oh, man.
I don't know how the hell you can run 11 laps.
I never got it once.
No, me neither.
That's insane.
So-
Second lap, arm pump.
So I remember, like, I'd struggle arm pump in 26 when I got on the Nitro. Mm-hmm. I struggled with arm pump, and even that first year on the Arctic Cat. So I got that Arctic Cat. I was stoked. I was like, yeah, this is going to be the improvement over the Yamaha. I remember clear as day down at Pine Lake. Qualifier, 3 laps. 3 laps, I was shot. I had the fastest sled out there. Tyler Ottinger out-qualified me by, I don't know how many seconds. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fat and out of shape. And yeah, the semi-pro final, I don't know if we did 5 or 6 laps. At that point, I was just praying for like 4 laps. Yeah, it was 3 laps, and I was steering with my elbows.
Oh, yeah, I was full on
of how
just fist
Really?
driving.
That's unreal.
on how bad it was.
Fingerless driving.
You're in such good shape compared to any of us.
Doesn't matter when I just don't race. And then I didn't have, how many weekends was it? 3
Yeah.
that I had on the sled? Last
That's
year.
more than me. I mean,
You're better than me, though.
no. But the only thing I noticed was the tops of my shoulders. Like after the second lap, and then it would all just become muscle memory.
Yeah.
But the tops of my shoulders would get that deep, like you're working them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember that clear as day. And then in the, I think it was a 5-lap final, I beat Joe Wood by like 1 second for like 5th place.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Joe Wood, throwback. Yeah.
Yep.
He's a good rider.
yeah. Yeah, he still helps.
But God, I really wish we could see the difference between my first lap on Saturday and the second lap, because I shit you not, I bet there's 10 seconds there.
Were you just white knuckling the whole time?
It didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Going down the straights, I wasn't squeezing the whole time. I was pretty loose going down the straights and everything.
Brady Deerdahl's calling me. Fuck, I wish I was Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him, call Gunner.
Yeah, call Gunnar if you want to come on the podcast. We'll talk to one Deerdahl.
Yeah.
But yeah, you beat Geisler by 18 seconds.
Geisler had a fast sled this year.
Yeah, same exact lap time as Brody.
I wish I would have, been able to compete in the classic class, because Geisler is fast this year.
So yeah, I just had to ask Brody about the lap times here.
Arm pump.
Really?
Literally, the third lap was painful. When I went across the line, I just like, oh my gosh.
No way.
My arms were shot.
What the heck?
I couldn't do a freaking
I don't
thing.
know if you want to look at them at all, Kyle, but
I was doing every trick. Every trick in the book.
so explain arm pump here to somebody that probably doesn't know. Like, imagine grabbing a tennis ball and squeezing it as many times as you possibly can until your hand will no longer work.
Yeah.
And then try to ride a snowmobile as hard as you
Try to go fast on a snowmobile.
Yeah, as hard as you can.
Yeah.
I see how they did it here. They took your fastest lap time, and that's what you qualified off of. So
That's a weird way
my
to do it.
fastest lap time was a lot, faster than a lot of this.
Sure.
And then they just take your fastest lap time. Because I was in the front row at the start of
But
this.
doesn't it go by a total timed here?
I don't think that's how they do the front rows. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Because
Well, no.
why would this say 12th and then I start front row? But my lap time probably makes sense.
Because you must have got third in your flight then.
Yeah, but I couldn't have been able to. Oh, for lap time, that's how it anyways, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, like Dad always says that. Like, take a tennis ball, squeeze it as many times as you can. Like, your hand and your arm will get tired eventually.
Yeah.
And you will not be able to squeeze that tennis ball anymore. And your forearm will just be rock hard. And it will have like a burning effect on your hands and your arms, and you just can't do anything with your hands. You try to move them fast and you can't. They're just in slow motion. It's like they're moving through like quicksand. And you're trying to hold on to the handlebars, and you're trying to hit the throttle and turn at the same time. Like you just have no grip strength, can't squeeze the throttle.
So that would have put me in 5th.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
arm pump is something different.
Which is, that's unreal to me, because I didn't notice a single thing.
It's just, for me, I didn't have enough seat time on the sled.
You had to
Like-
been just squeezing too hard.
Yeah, it had to have been it.
Yeah, maybe it didn't feel like, and like even Sunday, I was conscious of it. Maybe that screwed me over
See,
too.
if you go to the line, if you go to the starting line,
I was just telling myself, like, the first lap, I'm not going to push it as hard as I did Saturday. And so maybe it'll be okay. But nope, halfway through the second lap, it's like, oh my God, I can't use my hands.
you had to have been, if you go up to the starting line thinking, God, I hope I don't get arm pump. God, I hope I don't get arm pump.
You're going to get arm pumped
You're
like
going
that.
to instantly think it true.
So that could have been it, because I was like, just take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Just, it didn't matter. It did not matter at all. That third lap was just a bitch.
So Saturday, greasy triple.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Kyle, did you start on fire?
Yeah, it was like the scene off of Back to the Future when he finally hits 88 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's like, boom, and he's gone.
Yeah.
That's basically how. So
That's what happened to your exhaust. It was just gone.
Yeah. Well, like, started the race and it was running good, and then like we all get out there and like it loaded up at the very start, but by the end, like the first corner, I think I was in third, something like that, third or fourth.
You're up there.
Something like that. And we all come into a single file line, and I mash throttle, and it's like 9,100 RPM instantly. I was like, oh. I was like, you're done. You guys are all done. You guys are done. And get out there, and I, makes the next couple of corners, and it's handling like perfect. I can just pitch it, and like I can be in the throttle and like be passing somebody pitched perfect. Like I was like, oh man, I nailed this thing. Like this thing is so good. And like I went wide on my brother a little bit, and like Langus I think he was behind me at that time. And then like went wide on my brother. I was like, oh, you guys are so done. I'm so pumped for this. And then like coming to that third corner, and it's just handling perfect, railing, or it might have been the fourth corner, railing everything like super wide. We get out on the straight, and I just,
where it actually straightened out there.
Yeah, where it actually straightened out so you could gain RPM and gain
the
speed.
first actual straightaway.
And I'm like holding it wide. I was like, oh, you guys are so dumb. And I hold it wide, and then all of a sudden it just, started losing RPM. I was like, oh my God. So that first long straightaway, I'm just mashing the throttle, and there's just nothing. It hit like 8,000 RPM, like running on 2, and I'm like, oh my God. So I go out there, and I'm just turn that first lap, and I was like, well, do I pull in or do it pull off? Like, got passed by all the class that was behind us. Like, I was probably mid-pack in the class behind us, and I was like, I'll just go out and just finish the race. Obviously, it's going to keep running at 8,000 RPM on 2 cylinders. I'll just go finish it so it counts for something. Yeah. And then tomorrow I'll make it up. And then get out on the second lap, and back by that back bay back there, I'm just cruising along. It's not nonchalant like that. It's screaming, but it's just no power behind it. Everybody passes me. I passed Longton because he blew a track.
Yep.
And I'm making sure he hears it as I'm passing him. And then we get back back out by that big loop, and then all of a sudden it just boo woo, like instant, like a ball of flames, like literally a ball of flames come out underneath the windshield, and it's like engulfs like the whole sled, and my sleeve burned on my jacket, my glove melted from this ball of flames. Yeah, and then like it just like come, like as soon as I let off, I just wanted to die.
Yeah.
So I pulled it off to the side, and it's on fire, you know. So I just started hoofing snow, and I lifted the hood, and I finally remembered, looking back to it now, the mag side cylinder is on the farthest exhaust stinger forward, and it's exploded. The aluminum housing around, it's just like a dirt bike silencer.
Oh yeah.
The aluminum housing around it exploded. Like it looks like somebody threw a grenade in there and fucking boom. Like, and that's the sound it made. Boom.
And then woof.
Yeah, woof. And yeah.
If only you had a GoPro on.
It would be the baffle that was in there.
Yeah.
The tube with all the holes in it was red hot, like glowing red hot. So, and it exploded. So I'm thinking that maybe the baffle fell out of spot and it was restricting the exhaust.
Oh, sure.
So just getting pounded, but not doing nothing, you know?
Just getting cooked.
Yeah. But yeah, it just, all the foam underneath the hood was on fire, and it put that out. And then the belly pan was on fire. Like the aluminum seemed to catch fire.
It was that hot under the hood.
They're
greasy.
Yeah.
It is a greasy triple.
This is super clean. I did everything. But then, yeah, it was just exploded. And yeah, I was throwing fire. As soon as it went into a ball of flames, I put my hands up because I seen the truck, and I was waving them over. I ripped the hood open because it's on fire, and I started throwing snow on it and stuff. And the guy pulls up. He's about 90 years old. I'm like, oh, no. I'm going to watch this thing burn. So I just kept pounding snow on it. Finally got the fire out. The hood foam is all melted. It's exploded. I'm just standing there, and I'm listening, and I could hear you guys coming out of the cattails by that time. I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a good race, just me to just stand here and watch.
So where you were sitting right there for the pro stock final, like another 150 yards before that, down where it straightened out, that was right where like Peppel and Taylor threw their hands up, right
on
there.
That wide open straight.
Yeah, when I came by and I seen you sitting there, I looked over at you. I was like, "Oh man,
yeah,
darn it!"
How'd my sled sound?
It sounded so like out of the corners, out of the tight corners at the beginning. It was like, "Holy crap, that thing is moving!" I was like, that bit moving, and I was like, "He's hauling ass right now," because like it would like slow down, but then you watch it accelerate, and it was just like, whoa, instantly gone. I was like,
and what the videos and the pictures and just like sitting in your car watching the race, it doesn't do it justice if you're standing next to the track and you feel it shaking the ice as it flies by, like it just rumbles and screams, and it like. I wish videos could do that more justice because it is so badass.
I'd watch a snow roost. I was like, oh, that thing is ripping.
Yeah, I have that thing. It's set up tight, like tighter than my 4-stroke, but it's like a manageable tight. Yeah. And it freaking hooks.
Yeah, it hauls ass.
It, like just on Saturday. So Saturday, with the Black Magic pipes on there, wanted to run 9,200.
Yeah.
Over revving. It wanted to run 9,500.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
It sounded, it wasn't like signing off to where it lost power though.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was manageable, but I wasn't like running it like 80% throttle because that's bad.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like laboring it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then the brakes are spongy on it. We're working on that. We're going to have something different for the next time we race it. So I didn't know what to think about that. So judging Saturday Greasy Triple to Saturday morning Pro Open, I was 3 seconds a lap faster on the 4-stroke. just because
of those minor things with the
yeah
CRT.
I think so. So that was, but
What are your lap times?
Pro Open. So the race right before you was a 7:33, and then Greasy Triple was at the 7:37.
Yeah.
But I was stoked. I was so happy that thing made it 3 laps.
Yeah.
Like they make so many weird noises at 9,000 RPMs.
My brother is probably in the same boat, but his spin's 10,000.
Yeah.
So.
That thing sounds fucking badass.
Yeah, doesn't
that thing
it
sounds
sound cool?
so mean. Yeah, badass.
Yeah, he made some changes after Saturday. He jetted down, and then we were going to do a gearing change because it could pull more gear. It's just too much for right now for the Pine Lake track, and didn't have a bottom gear that would fit it. So we were just stuck with that.
Oh, so like going into it, I was concerned about calling Sled.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was nervous. Like I figured that thing could just blow my doors off.
I don't think it's out of being a contender because there's so much more left on the table. And
Yeah.
he didn't have any time to test this year.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot more to be, undiscovered with that thing.
Sure.
A lot more boxes that you
Yeah.
could check off still.
116 on the GPS on Sunday is
Yeah.
what he had.
Yeah.
So
I was pulling away.
yeah. Which, yeah. And then he had to go and goof it up in the right in front of everybody.
Right in
on
front of
Sunday.
everybody.
Give us a new windshield for
Yeah.
the studio here.
Yeah.
Thank
right
you.
in front of everybody on Sunday, and those corners that I said that I'm very conservative in just for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, goes and flops it right in front of me. I'm standing there watching.
No way.
I was like, I could see it as soon as he's exiting the corner. He grabs a handful of throttle and he's pitched way too sideways. I was like, let off. Just let go. Let go of the throttle.
At the bar, he basically said that, like, as it started to go out on him, he whiskey throttled it.
Yeah.
And so it just kept
Yeah.
pulling away from him,
Sure.
and he kept holding on, and it whiskey throttled away.
So I was stoked on my ZRT run on Saturday, but I was bummed that you were broke down on the side of the track.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Well, that's what that race is about.
Yeah. It was like any one of us could have made it a quarter mile and broke down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So like we go down the straight and like I'm like, Matt, and then it just goes, oh, and then like dies, pretty much running like 2 cylinders. And then everybody's whizzing past me and like everybody's just woof, 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 woof. But I gotta say, Dustin Dorn creeped alongside of me, and I looked over, and all I see is a middle finger
As he's slowly going by you.
That was great. Oh man, that was fun.
Dustin Dorn, he's a trooper.
Yeah.
The weekend he had, how he stuck around, did all of his laps.
His generator died like 2:00 on Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh,
2:00 in the morning, and jumped in his truck and slept in his truck.
Yeah, and so like his
no.
weekend that he had, like he's a trooper. Totally respect the guy for his weekend.
I talked to him on the phone for like an hour last night. He's like, I freaking hate Pine Lake.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it goes.
Dad got second on the 440 behind Ryan Nelson. Nelson's had their 440 running good this year.
It was a fast
It was
sled.
fast. Justin passed me fair and square on the straight, and that was when I had RPM.
Yeah.
That was a fast sled.
Brady, my boss, Brady Deerdahl, he was out there with Dad and Ryan. He was in the lead.
Yeah, he said, "You're done."
He
said, "See ya."
Brady told us a story in the bar that night where he looked back. He jumped on the sled, no time on the sled.
Didn't know the track.
No
at
practice lap. He's in the lead. He looks back. These guys are done. He comes into the next corner, pulls the brake, nothing there.
Just straight to the handlebar.
Oh man, yeah. They got a goofy. The brake light is run off of a pressure switch in the caliper.
Yeah.
So like when that sensor feels the pressure, then it throws the brake light. Well, that exploded, so it just pushed all the brake fluid out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say it, but stupid Polaris. I can't say that, but imagine if somebody would.
Yeah.
I can say it.
Yeah.
Stupid Polaris. What the hell? Polaris has done some stupid shit.
You got to switch that to an Articat deal there.
Yeah. Kyle, Saturday semi-pro improved.
Yeah, I couldn't stop.
What do you mean?
It was way too loose, like coming under braking.
Oh,
Just sliding.
Yeah, like I'd mash the brake and it would just so like
just slide.
And I'd goof around. And yeah, this is fun. But I ended up 6th overall.
Yeah, 6.
So-
I mean,
Hell yeah, that's pretty
be-
damn good, Kyle.
Yeah.
Semi-pro improved. Hell yeah.
Doing it all by myself, everything
Pretty
I've
damn
done
good.
is all by myself. So it's like, yeah, I'll take it for what I know now.
Hell yeah.
But I was kind of in a group all my own. So like those six laps really dragged on.
Yeah.
Well, me and Craig Ritzinger, we were duking it out there for a little while.
Oh,
And then like I would mess with him a little bit. Like I'd break way beforehand, and then I gain a little bit on him, and then I'd take a corner, and then like I kind of had speed on him. So
did Craig know you?
yeah, beforehand.
Oh, he did?
I talked to him on Sunday when we were standing there. I was like, I was messing with you so bad.
Yeah, it was cool to see him there.
Yeah, but he had his setup wrong anyways. And I was following him at first, and he would kind of blow corners, and like me and him were making the same mistakes because I was watching him, you know.
Sure.
So we'd kind of make the same mistakes, and we'd both doze and
Yeah.
push into corners and stuff. And then I got around him on a straight or something like that. But then I was kind of messing with him, trying to get him to fall back a little bit just so I had some wiggle room. And then it was just kind of set where it was. And then just had to run like 4 laps just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, you had IndyCar mechanic Orion Bozek right in front of you.
Yeah, and which is kind of cool because like I seen those guys were in sight the whole time. So it was like...
But yeah, shout out Brandon Walter. He won the improved class. He's been racing for quite a while.
Yeah, Brandon's been doing it for a long time.
And Luke Vady, East Coast guy, second place.
Which is unreal. Like that's huge for them guys.
Yeah, Oliver Olson, John Arneson, Derek Cletty right behind you. Surprised Derek didn't give you the business, just freaking run right into you.
Oh, I was so far ahead of Derek. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
4 seconds. 4 seconds.
Yeah. No, he could stop on a dime.
Yeah.
Was kind of the thing there.
And Pro Open, I was second row. And then I actually got the whole shot of second row. If you can get the whole shot of your flight, that makes a world of difference. Because then you only have 9 guys in front of you. If you were to get the dead last out of your second flight, then you got 20 guys in front of you. That makes a world of difference. So what the heck did I do in Pro Open? I got 8th.
I was talking to Ben Yord about it. In the classics class, I've gotten the whole shot every time I've been on the line. Last year, I got both whole shots.
Yeah.
This year, I got both whole shots. Every time I've been to the line, I've gotten
What
a
are
whole
you
shot.
gonna do when you get wadded up in that funnel? That's where it
I've
comes
never,
down.
I've never been in the
that's
funnel.
where
I've been in front of everybody
That's
every
where
time.
it separates the men from the boys. The ski tips start touching, and it's just
I don't have to
tunnel
worry about it.
vision, and then it's like, oh no, is the ass end gonna get clipped here?
I don't have to worry about it.
Well, yeah, I didn't like my setup on Saturday. I didn't like my braking power, and then it felt I must have hit a muskrat mound. Calling you again.
Something's going on in here.
Why don't you answer it? Get him on the.
No, he's been working on a plow truck all week, and we've been in contact.
Oh.
I'm sure it's about this.
So you know it's not like an emergency.
Oh,
He's
and then
just
I can't
bitching about this
say it on
truck.
the podcast, but he was going to do something today.
Oh, all right.
Cool.
No, I must have drove through a muskrat mound and hit not muskrat, like there's mounds on the ice that are like above the ice. But then sometimes like when we do go through like some cat-tailed areas, you can see some like dirt coming through a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I must have hit the frickin' right on the wrong spot to where with that right ski I could not turn. So
I was squaring them up like every time we come into that water,
Yeah.
I'd kind of square them up rather than the water because like I could go faster.
Yeah.
Everybody else was just squaring up the water. I'm like gaining, and then as soon as we get to the corner, separating.
Like hitting the water?
Yeah, everybody'd square that water up.
Really? Oh. No,
The first 4 laps, but then the last 2, it was like everybody was just.
I only hit that water when I was trying to spray Bo, and then when I knew Tate was behind me trying to spray him.
Tricks of the trade.
What I would so like where they moved the track,
Yeah.
where I would gain a lot of speed, like and like slingshot a lot of people. I would just the old rut from the day before was way on the right hand side. I would just take that corner and slide out into that old rut and then just take off from that. But by the time you guys probably got around, it was probably grooved out in the main line.
No, see, I like getting on the inside of that old rut.
Yeah.
If you can cut the corner inside, farther inside, then that ice is fresher.
No, they moved the corner so far in, and then they didn't replow, so it was like 100 yards of snow.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then there was the old groove. So I would stay in the main groove, but then as soon as we get out in the straight, it'd be like 100, 200 yards of snow where everybody was driving through. I'd just jump in that old rut and take off, and then I would gain a lot there.
So yeah, Alex Satine, winner of Pro Open. We should have gave Alex a call.
Yeah, no big deal for Alex.
Yeah, like Alex is a man of few words.
Yeah.
In public speaking. Yeah, the players work good.
He had Vince there helping him.
Yeah,
Vince
yeah.
was the man.
VS3.
I told him he's so factory.
He
did try his best.
in the fuel stop?
Yeah.
Was Vince in the fuel stop the
Yep,
whole time?
uh-huh.
Like, were you guys talking to each other? Or were
No,
you
he was on the other side, on the other end.
telling each other you're number one the
Yeah.
whole time? Pretty much.
You should have started snowball fight.
I don't think they would like that in the pits.
But yeah, Zach's Catalyst mod was fast.
Fast, yeah.
Really fast. So it would have been fun to watch to see if you could battle Alex there. And if Bo's sled would have made it too, that would have been a good battle.
That would have been
Contender.
good.
Ergman in second, Jesse on that fast RS.
Yep.
That RS is fast. Tate, Feel, Bobby. That's when Bobby and passed me there, and Evan.
Matt was just kind of in his own.
His mod sled was fast. Once he got around me, I tried to draft him. I drafted him for about a half a lap, but I couldn't do anything else with it after that.
That's good for Matt because does all his own stuff too.
Yeah.
So
They had if you've seen this, they had the order screwed up for the 440 class for
yeah,
Saturday morning.
yeah.
What place did Colin get on it?
Third.
Oh, he did get third.
Yeah, he came right behind Nate.
Oh, yeah.
Like seconds behind Nate.
So I put out a video just today of we're diving into the 440.
Yep.
We wanted it to be a broken reed, not a broken reed. Like chips in the corners of the reed.
Yeah.
And like 80% of them aren't sealing
Yeah.
properly. So it's a slight issue, but not what we wanted it to be.
Not wide open throttle issue.
And then the throttle is sticking on me and stuck on Nate one time. But like this is the first year that we've really been in the snow dust with it. Otherwise, the 2 years prior we were out front with it. So I think being in the snow dust, I think Nate thought it might have been icing up actually then. And then even talking to Brian about that too, he said, yeah, they were kind of prone to do that if you are running in the snow dust for a long time. So I figured it'd be warm enough that it wouldn't be an issue.
Right. Yeah.
Going
knows?
that fast.
Who knows how cold it is getting underneath the hood of that thing
Yeah.
too.
We pulled ours off the shelf, and the first heat was the only test time.
That's crazy.
Well, that's about all we should have done too. Is we pulled it on the lake on Friday and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Freaking the dial adjust O-ring blew out and
We did jet down, but that was it.
But yeah, poor Nate.
covered Nate in oil right away from the dial adjust.
Yeah.
The O-ring blew out on him.
Oh no.
Brand new goggles, just
Yeah.
cleaned them and everything and covered in oil.
So yeah, Nate got second on that for us. Colin got second or third.
Third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke Van Lysel won it.
Yeah, that's what I told Nate. I was like, well, you got to race against Luke, a pro motocrosser.
So good luck.
I mean, he was in front of him for the first half, and I think if our sled would have been running the way it should have been, I think it would have been damn good, damn close.
Yeah.
Our sled's fast. Pro stock qualifier, got third. Bo blew that corner, got around him, and maintained third that whole last lap, which I was extremely happy about. Like,
Hell yeah.
to get front row, that's big. What happened in the qualifier for semi-pro stock, Kyle? It says 13th. Did you have any issues there or what?
Yeah, that was when I couldn't slow down, but I noticed I was put in the second row with Brandon Walter, and Oliver Olson was right next to me, and Drayson Bufflin was right next to me, and I think Craig was in the second row for the final. So that's where I think it gets goofed up, is on Sunday.
Yeah, and then the times don't match here neither.
Yeah.
So like looking at your fastest lap, it
doesn't make sense.
No, okay, I won't look at that anymore then.
Yeah, because that's where it gets goofed up, because we all started like second row. The winners of the race started in the second row, which I didn't understand.
Huh.
But yeah, no, Sunday, the final, like the qualifier, I mean, I was dealing with my arm and stuff like that. That's another thing. And my fucking
What?
arm on.
Didn't you tape a diaper to it?
No. They were Saturday.
We talked about your crash.
Yeah, my crash, but I didn't know that my arm was that bad until after the final on Saturday, the first day. Like it just felt like I, maybe bruised my elbow a little bit or whatever on the ice, after like slipping on the ice. But then like after the final and stuff, I went and talked to my wife in the car, and like I was leaned up against the car door, like she had her window down and I had my arms like this, and I pulled away and there's blood all over the car door, and I like pulled my jacket off and stuff like that, and my arm is wet, like wringing wet.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was just my Under Armour shirt or whatever was split wide open, and then like I looked at my elbow, and that's when the pain like set in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. And then had Katie's Christmas party Saturday night. Like I went home and showered, stuff like that. And then I was like, Katie, put something on this to make it like clean it up at least, because it was all crusty and stuff.
Yeah.
And like she put ointment on it and then put a Band-Aid on it, and then like I just instantly felt sick, like wanted to throw up, like hot flash. I was like, like I was gonna throw up. And then so after I got it all covered, I didn't pay attention to it anymore. But yeah, it was gnarly. It was a gnarly gash. The EMTs came over and looked at it after we were watching the Pro Open or whatever, and they're like, yeah, it needs stitches. I was like, well, too bad. Like, I'm gonna go race tomorrow. I'm not gonna bust a stitch open tomorrow. So yeah.
Oh god.
Just wrap it up.
Yeah, they wrapped it up, and that's when the pain really hit. And then Saturday, I was dealing with pain and stuff. So
Nope.
Oofta.
yeah, the stuff we do.
Pine Lake only comes around once a year.
Yeah, and it was just all because of coincidence,
Yeah.
Tried to save Derek Cletty's life. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's similar how I crashed last year. You passed Ben Yort, and Ben Yort kind of swapped out in front of me, and I didn't want to hit Ben, so I mashed the brakes and just flopped it on its side.
Yeah.
Brody, no transponder for Sunday.
Yep.
Good job.
Thanks.
1-1 though.
There's the trophy up there.
$300?
$300 for
Nice.
Classics victory. That was pretty cool. And at the awards ceremony, they made me do a speech. I didn't think they were going to do that. I had nothing to say. I had nothing in my mind. I was like, oh, cool, holy shit, I won. And I walked up and just handshakes. And as soon as I went to go walk, they're like, hold on, you had a pretty good weekend. It's like, shit.
You're a local boy.
Yeah.
You got to talk. So here's where it gets interesting. Greasy triple Sunday.
Yeah.
I was I was surprised on how close Colin and Lengus were to me on the first lap.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, if I do have an issue here, I gotta freaking.
We did jet down on our machine, so there's something to gain there, but we could have gained more with the speed,
Yeah.
being if we had the gear. But
So like with how the starting order was, it only takes second and third lap for lap times.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say it was them.
Who?
Colin.
Yeah.
We're two different people.
So on that second lap, fastest lap of the day on the ZRT.
Yeah.
I had fun. Oh man, did I have fun. I was pushing it. I was pushing it. Being Colin and Ben were closer to me than I wanted to. That first lap and second lap, I was pushing it harder than I wanted to, being that I knew I was going back to back with ZRT onto the 440. But I was like, man, if I have troubles here, I want to try to open up a gap. And then when Colin went down on that second lap, then that third lap, it wasn't even close then. Yeah. So then I kind of cruised on that third one. But yeah, I ran a 650 on the ZRT.
That's freaking nuts.
When Alex Attino was putting up like 729 the
first
day, I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Alex is moving.
See, like, that's where you can't compare any Saturday times to Sunday times.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, just comparing Sunday to Pro Stock.
Mm-hmm.
So, my ZRT Sunday 650 4-stroke on Sunday was 703.
Damn.
Really?
13 seconds.
You got to start racing that ZRT in Pro Open.
I got to try to keep brakes in it. And then, plus, I don't know how it would do in the snow dust either.
I think I have a secret for your brake problem.
We have a secret, too.
Okay.
Just don't use brakes.
Yeah, that's kind of the main thing. But, yeah, no,
But Jesse was all stoked that he got fastest lap in Pro Stock for the final. I was like, check the times.
Who got the real fastest lap here?
Yeah.
But no, on Saturday when I can't remember who it was, but it was Pro Open. It was like 7:16 or 7:14 lap time, and we were like, "Holy shit, that's fast!"
Yeah,
like, I've never heard of
7 minutes.
Yeah. Like it's always been around like 8.
Yeah, well, I remember it being like 9s.
What I remember, Wes has laid down some fast Pro Open times out there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's always kind of skewed the track changes.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Year to year.
Yeah.
But like you just know when there's a fast lap. I know Wes has laid down some pretty fast ones.
But it seemed like you guys came out of the cattails a lot quicker than normal. Definitely.
Yeah, it definitely made the viewing aspect of it very it was faster.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It definitely felt like that.
As soon as like you'd watch like the final guy in the Pro Stock go by,
Yeah.
it wasn't very long before they were coming out of the cattails.
Oh, really?
Pay
Oh, yeah.
attention to that.
Yeah. Kyle, semi-pro stock 8th.
Yeah, in the stock class.
Pretty comparable to Sunday. Like, just a little off.
Krager, he found some stuff out that night. I was trying to base it off of him, but he could just slow down way faster. I did add studs, but I seemed to add them in the wrong spot.
Like, what do you mean?
Because I created a huge vibration. They were all even throughout the stud pattern.
Yeah.
But going down the straights, like it was a huge vibration in my back feet. Like
Make you nervous?
Yeah, I was like, I do not want this thing to come unwound on me.
Oh, God.
But yeah, it just must have been so far apart that like every time I would come around the drivers that it would create a slack and a
Sure.
So it might have actually slowed me down some, but I could stop faster. So I don't think, because I checked like the GPS and all that stuff and it was slower. So I imagine it. So I didn't have the top speed, but I did have more braking force.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you were close to Drayson and Cooper.
yeah, we were tight the whole race. Cooper and I had quite a battle there for like the first 3 laps or whatever. I'd go by him on the straight, and we'd come into a corner, and he could just stop on a dime.
Yeah.
So you get me in the corner, and then we get out on a straight, and it's like, so we're just kind of looking at each other, and he's looking at me, and he's like, what is going on? Because he didn't have no speed, you know.
Yeah.
But then we come into a corner, and he'd pitch it, and I would pitch it, and
He's like,
yeah.
who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, I'm just every straight I'm just going by. yeah, I feel bad because one of the corners or whatever, I was like, he went on the outside, and then it was towards the finish line, right before like the last chicanes. It was kind of like a wide sweeper.
Mm-hmm.
He went high on the snow. Well, I was kind of inside, and I kept it because it was going good, and we kind of met up in the middle, you know. Yeah, but no, he's good rider.
Yeah.
Cooper is.
Yeah. Our 440A main.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yep. Kyle got the hole shot. For some reason, the last 2 years, our sled terrible at hole shots. This year, almost 3 for 3 on hole shots on our sled.
Well, it did kind of dog there at the beginning, but it did clean out. But then, what was it? Second corner, and then it was kind of like, you know, not as responsive as what Nelson's or yours seemed to be. So
I passed Kyle around the outside into the first turn.
Yep.
And like we made the jokes of like neither of us had much time on our 440s.
I that was the first time I rode it since last year's A-Main.
And I rode it just for 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes on Friday, just when Nate would be like, here, try this. Mm-hmm. And so I come into the first corner and I'm coming up behind Kyle. It's like, I'm going to go around the outside. And then like, I didn't think of it at that moment. It's like, I have no idea what this sled's going to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was leading the charge, and I was like, I don't know if this thing's going to stop or not.
Yep.
There's 8 sleds behind me. And I, started like going very cautiously,
Yeah.
and then everybody's just like right there. I was like, oh, man.
But no, Tate, our sled was having issues. Tate's sled was fast. And then so he got around me. And right where your sled was, right where your ZRT had issues, that was right where ours started to the throttle started sticking. So right there, through that whole last lap, I rode it with like the throttle stuck from halfway to 3/4.
Yeah.
And
just dragging brakes.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I could pump it like a bunch of times to get it to finally like break loose every once in a while. And it'd be like, oh, thank God.
I think you got around me after the second corner, but then we started going out on them chicanes, and there's like a long sweeper.
Yep.
In the back. Then I would stay in the groove or whatever, and Tate just muscled around me on the straight.
Oh, really?
Like just his sled, mile an hour, pulled me.
Yeah, it was fast. And then, so I could see you coming behind me when I started having issues because I was like, well, Tate's gone. I can't do anything about that. Mm-hmm. So I seen Kyle coming up behind me. And I'm just like maintaining, just coming into every freaking corner, just it's not letting off. And slowly looking back more and more. And then coming out of the cattails, I was like, oh man, he's getting close.
I see you looking back. I was like, but on them straights, like after everything got all heat soaked, I started to lose RPM. So like on the straights, I was like, they're going away from me.
Oh
my mentality just like totally.
The morale just got killed.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, why would this happen now? Yeah, going on the straights, and it's just like, it screams, but it's just losing RPM after everything gets all heat soaked. I'm like, God damn it, like it's right there.
So we get down into them tight sections on the last lap there. And then it's getting real. So that the straightaway into the corner that we were talking about, that everybody blew that corner, I actually pulled the tether just because I was slightly concerned about brakes coming into that corner.
That's what it was? But
yeah.
Because you went up in the snow, didn't you?
A little bit. Like I was having, I had trouble getting the tether back in.
Yeah.
And got it going again, and you were still behind me.
And I kind of let off for a weird, like, I didn't hit that corner like as I intended because you were up in the snow, and like we were kind of at like the perfect angle.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you seen me or not, but like I thought maybe you would Like
If
it was, I didn't know
if you
that.
took your line and if he cut under and hit the inside, you would have hit and collided.
Yeah, we make that right-hander, and it's like, oh, man, I don't want to go into these tight chicanes with the throttle sticking. Like, so then I kind of let you go past, and then as soon as you went past, it came out of it.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Go figure.
Go figure.
I shit you not. It was as soon as you went by me, it was like, rum, 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 rum.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God, I'm good again.
Yeah.
And then so I just tucked in right behind you, and I was like, well, I'm going to play with Kyle here a little bit.
Yeah. And then that's when I started to become more conservative about these final corners. I wasn't going to push it.
Because then as soon as I jumped in behind you, you looked back in that first corner, so you knew I was right there.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
This son of a bitch.
The last two corners, Gunner and I are right next to each other.
Neck and neck. Yeah.
Right next to each
Yeah.
other.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, he's a little on the inside of this draft. The last two corners, I'm very conservative.
Yes.
I tap the brakes, I get the pitch, and Gunner's right there. And I was like, I'm not going to mash the brakes and cut the corner off, like cut it narrow. And we go around the second to last corner, and Gunner just, like, we're both pitched.
You went a hair wide.
Yeah, just for that reason, because you were on the inside. And I didn't want to, like, square it off, and cut you short. But Ben Yort said he was watching, and we come around that corner, and we were, like, right next to each other. And he said that he just heard, like, and then he said he heard, like, both throttles mash at the same time. Right at the last corner, because we were right next to each other.
Yeah, we were side by side going in the last corner, and I had the preferred line. You were kind of more on the inside.
Yeah.
So I knew you'd have to drive it into me to take
and I
my
wasn't
line.
going to do that on a
my line away.
snowmobile that we have how much money on.
Yeah.
So,
So I thought that was pretty damn fun, though.
yeah, that was probably the funnest heat by far. Yeah. Too bad. If we could have done a third lap, that would have been so fun, I think. But I'm very happy that we didn't do a third lap.
Third lap, I don't think ours.
I think
don't know if
everything-
ours would have made it or not.
Ours was so heat soaked that
But yeah, and then pro stock. We kind of covered pro stock with Bo.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I don't think I have anything else to say about that. I got a terrible. I was like 7th or 8th gate pick. Terrible start. So I was almost dead last off the flight.
Did you have to go way on the inside?
No, I had to. No, both outsides and insides were taken. So I had to go like two or three from the outside, right in the ice grooves.
Yeah.
Terrible spot.
I'd always get like the very last gate pick of our flight. So it was like, oh, I'm just going to sneak in right here.
Yeah.
Like ski tips touch it, skis touching. It's like, this is scary.
Not a terrible start. And then, just got lucky pretty much with all them sleds breaking down. Sleds breaking down and issues. I got lucky. I was, for quite a while there, I was like, well, I got to try to hold 5th. 5th is all I'm going to get.
That's what it seemed like.
It's like,
Thank you.
I'm stuck in 5th. This is what I'm going to get. Let's just try to hold 5th.
Ride it out. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it seemed like when in the gas stop. We were like, he's running 4th or he's running 5th. He's right there in the middle of everything. Like,
I was still pushing, but it was it was like I could see what was happening behind me and in front of me. I'm like, well, if I maintain this, we're getting 5th.
Yep.
Because those guys are pulling away, and I'm pulling away from the people behind me. So I don't know. I was stoked with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pine Lake 2024.
It was a riot. It was fun.
It hasn't even hit me yet.
I know. I can't believe we got it.
It's done.
On time.
It's done.
I know.
Like, there's nothing to look forward to. It's just Christmas now.
It's just
Christmas. Well, no, honestly, like, I'm ready for summer now.
Yeah.
no.
But now I started to think about it today. Like, my mentality has to change to otter tail. So
Yeah.
like that's going to be, you got to carry the mentality.
Yeah.
But it's not Pine Lake energy. It's
No, not for sure. No. So yeah, Otter Tail, Park Rapids still in the air on ditch or ice.
I mean, we're getting snow. I'm hoping it's going to be a ditch race.
We have more snow right now than we did all last year.
Yeah,
Right.
holy shit.
I would say.
which it's going to be tough for me because it's
pretty powdery, though.
If I do race Otter Tail, then it's like the week after I have to switch everything to ditch mode.
Oh, it is back-to-back weeks?
Well, I think it's like a week in between.
Oh, I
but
see.
Still, for me,
Yeah.
working on shit on one weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which Park Rapids is by far my favorite race. Like, probably like Pine Lake. It tops Pine Lake, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. It's just I don't know. It's just the way you can ride that course.
Huh.
Because it's like a sprint race in the ditch.
Yeah.
It's not like a I-500 where you have to be conservative.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's just flat out. You gonna smoke this approach, or am I? You know.
Huh. Yeah, so it's going to be, well, yeah, after Christmas and New Year's here, it's going to be busy.
Yeah. Well, I got stuff going on this weekend, so I probably won't get to time to work.
Yeah, and then now with the snow we got, it's not as easy to go out to the lake and test.
Right.
Yeah. Takes quite a while to burn a track
in
in.
the course. And then we have the Sioux right after that.
Yep.
Sioux's a month away.
Yep.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
A little over a month.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
a month
week over a month,
Yep.
which is insane.
Freaking insane. I know we're two hours and 5 minutes into this, but all the fans at Pine Lake, all the people that knew me are like, just some old dude. Hey, Brody. I'm like, hello, how's it going? Like, I'm a big fan of the podcast. I'm like, it's so cool. I would have never thought I would have been one of those guys walking around and like, hey, Brody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday morning, RYD in the park next to us. Factory Brody.
Yep, instantly. I don't know how many times I heard that.
Yeah. Factory Brody.
Ben and I were watching the pro stock race in his pickup, and I'm all gimped up and stuff, and I'm sitting in his pickup and I'm all pissed off. You know?
Pissed off and injured.
Yeah, my arm hurts. But I looked to my right, and I thought this guy was pissed off for like, couldn't see anything out of the back bay. Yeah. He's like, roll your window down. And I was like, okay. And then rolled my window, and he's like, Shoptalk Podcast. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I was wearing a Carhartt. Yeah. Didn't have anything on. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
That was great. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to, I went, met some Canadians down at Pine Lake on Friday. I don't know what they were doing. They were picking up some sleds from Coletti or something. But, yeah, shout out to Robert from Montreal. He said you guys need to learn how to read a map.
From Canada. Montreal, the city?
Yes. So I had that written down. I was like, I was going to quiz
or is
quiz
that
you.
A state?
Province.
Yeah, province. They don't have states.
So yeah, Robert. I think
is it a city or a state?
It's a province.
It's
a city. Well, stop saying states.
Is it a province or a city?
It's a city.
Okay, so the Montreal Canadiens are from Montreal, the city.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he said he owned a Arctic Cat dealer for like 30 years or something.
Oh, hell yeah. If you got any leftover parts, let us know.
But yeah, he said he listens every Tuesday morning, goes to Tim Hortons, gets some coffee, listens every
Timmy's. That's another Canadian thing.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So shout out to Robert. He bought some merch from us. Speaking of Arctic Cat, not good.
I mean, I hate that we're touching on this at hour 2, but
we're thrown out of our schedule right now, so people are going to be stoked that we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
So they're going to listen to this whole thing.
I hope you're listening
I hope
because, I mean, I am probably one of the most passionate Arctic Cat guys that there is.
Yeah.
Even though that I do stuff on Polaris.
Yep.
But being that I grew up, it's so hard to watch it, and it's really hard listening to other people's opinions about what's going on because it's the exact same thing that happened in 84.
81.
Yeah, 81, and
Yep.
then they come back in 84.
Yep.
But I don't know. What are your opinions on it?
So it's official. You said what's the date or when are they? What's the official statement?
Production. So they have contracts obligated to fill in early 2025, which I believe is contracts to build like MXC 200s for Skidoo. And then they also build like 4-wheelers, side-by-sides for Tracker, which you'd see at like Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah.
So the way they make it sounds like after those contracts are fulfilled, which I believe that's all they have left, that they're suspending production indefinitely, laying off all of them assembly line people. And
which is a shame because it's a corporate company that come in and did this. I can say this because I don't have any affiliation to the brand, but I'm going to point the finger right now, and I'm going to say that I hope that nobody comes in with an offer for what they want to pay for the company to buy them out.
why?
Because then it ain't going to be worth shit in a couple of years, or a year or two.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be a goddamn thing except for a building with a bunch of machines. It ain't going to be a name that is existing today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, say another company comes in and swoops it up, and it's like, it's still going to be the same shit.
It is. Like, I talked to Joey Hallstrom yesterday for a while, and yeah, it's a tough spot to buy a business that's
On the decline.
yes, exactly.
Yep. So, what I hope it is nobody buys it. They suck this thing out just like a leech, just suck it till it's fucking dry. And nobody make an offer on it. Nobody buy this company out, because then it'll come back just like in 82 when Roger and the guys who are actually doing it,
The condo club.
The real passionate.
not so selfless people, not people that have $1 million houses, stuff like that. I don't know if there's $1 million house in Thief River, but selfless people that aren't about making the money of like the profit off of everything.
Sure.
I hope that it's people that care about what it means.
Yeah.
And like everything that Articat has done. So to get into it, what did all of us grow up riding? We grew up riding the Kitty Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they need to focus on,
Yeah.
is stuff like that. If you made a Kitty Cat, fuck the technology, everything. If you made a Kitty Cat that was everybody could go out and buy,
Yeah.
everybody would have one. Screw the technology. Who needs a gauge on a fucking Kitty Cat, and who needs A-arm suspension with oil shocks?
Yeah.
It can be leaf springs.
Yeah.
You see a Kitty Cat pop up on Marketplace, it's gone like that.
Yeah. They didn't make it. Was only from like 70 something to 99.
Yeah, 71 was the first production year, but 72 to 98 they made a Kitty Cat that was the same exact thing.
Yeah. I wonder why they chopped those so quick.
They came out with 120, and it was like, oh, it has suspension and stuff like that. And it's like everybody grew up riding a Kitty Cat.
Yeah.
Why would you stop making a Kitty Cat?
I think one of them or a couple of them trophies. Did I win on a Kitty Cat? I don't know
I have no
if those
idea.
are all.
Well, all of our first races were on
Definitely on a Kitty
Cats.
Cat. Yeah.
It's like, why would you stop making something that everybody wants?
Yeah.
It's something like I would introduce it to my daughter like that.
Any random Joe could be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you want a snowmobile, kid? Like,
Yeah.
here's
Well,
your Christmas
yeah.
present."
Yeah.
It's
It's
just-
like
it's something to do. Like even when you're 10 years old, you could be riding a Kitty Cat. Like,
me. At,
You wouldn't have.
me at 10 years old.
yeah. But like what I'm saying is, no.
It's like the PW50. PW50
That's
hasn't
another
changed.
point I was going to bring up since the 90s.
Oh yeah, since it started, the PW50 hasn't changed.
And I guarantee that's their hottest seller.
I don't know.
It
but
probably
it's
is. Or that, or like a TTR 125.
yeah.
Just your base model shit. So
Bring the Jag back.
I'm hoping
Bring the
that
Jag back.
that company just up and drops it, and then people who are passionate about it and like selfless about it
yeah.
can come in and swoop it up. And just like in 84, they come back and they had two models.
Yeah.
They had Panther, and then they had the Altigre 6000, which was still the baddest sled on the market. So I'm hoping that they come back in a way where they sell kitty cats and something with a 600cc motor.
Sure.
So we can still go out and win races, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the way it looks right now is that there is not going to be an Arctic Cat 2026 model.
Right.
The way it looks right now.
Which is a shame because, like, it's been a pattern since 2017. It's just been on the decline.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like,
I mean, it's not just Arctic Cat. I mean, both Skidoo and Polaris are having issues right now in the power sports industry.
But if you could foresee it that far, why wouldn't you come up with a solution that would make you sales rather than upping everything?
They tried. I guess they tried. That's when they went to like pre-order only because they had so much inventory that they had to burn off, sell all this inventory that dealers had that overstocked. So then they were kind of slowly getting rid of that with the pre-order only. So that's where somebody said that they think that like next year, both Skidoo and Polaris will probably be only pre-order only.
Yeah.
There ain't a sled coming off the assembly line without her name on it.
I can see it, but if we get some snow, then that's kind of but that's another thing. Like, there's not a production model that every household can afford.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Why don't they make something that...
I've heard.
What was the best-selling year? 97.
Yep.
I've heard so many people say this exact same thing that you have, and like I told them like that is Kyle because they all know the podcast, and it's like that is Kyle's main go-to argument on like what a Arctic Cat needs to do.
I'm coming to you not as a racer or anything like that. It's as a household income who loves...
Coming to you as a father.
Yeah, coming to you as a father and a household income. It's like, why do we have to go pay, $15,000 to $20,000 for something that we want to go out and do on the weekends?
Yeah.
It's like...
I mean, that's where the used market is pretty good,
It's hot. Marketplace is hot.
It is.
Why wouldn't you base something off of that and make a sled, a fan-cooled, fuel-injected, with reverse? Fuck the shock technology and all that stuff. Like, I'm saying just a base model. What was the hottest selling year? 97. What was the most deluxe sled you could buy in 97? It was probably a Thundercat.
Yeah.
Not a fucking one of them sold that year. What did sell was your Jags, your fan-cooled sleds, all your trail sleds, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't need an electronic gauge. You need a tack and a Speedo, just like a 97 with a needle and a fucking wire going down to the drivers. The cheapest track you can imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. It's just there's so much extra that does it. Like Roger said it to us when we talked to Roger that there's a lot of stuff.
Technology advances, but not the everyday consumer needs the technology.
No, like we've talked about it before that the Snow Pro 500 is a perfect sled.
Yeah.
Perfect sled.
Yep, exactly.
Bring that back.
Yep. You don't. It doesn't even need to have as much power as a Snow Pro 500.
85 horsepower is plenty.
It needs to be reliable, and it needs to start, and you don't need to work on it for years.
Yeah.
Doesn't need electronic reverse. It needs, if you want reverse, it's a lever.
Yeah.
Mechanical lever. Yeah.
Yeah. Just your base model sled with a wire going down to your drivers that tells you your speed. That's all you need.
No. Yeah, it's a tough deal. But tough.
I'm telling everybody. So you watch. It'll be back in a couple of years, and then that's exactly what it's going to be. I'm going to say, hey,
hopefully,
go back to 2020, right before 2025.
Go back to
watch that episode. 57? That's exactly what I said. Listen to me.
Yeah. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully they come back.
But there is not many people in this world that are selfless enough to commit to a business like that and not be sure to make the profit would be the thing.
Yeah. Like I think it's rumored that Roger was looking for investors.
Which would be great.
Rumored. Not sure if that's true or not, but this is what the rumor I heard.
But Textron just wants so much money for it. Like, so it's going to have to be a couple of years till that is sucked dry, where it's just a building to them.
Yeah, and I don't know if because they're still going to remain open for parts and warranties and customer service, but like how long does that last?
That's more dealership stuff than production stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think because I think Joey said something like they are legally obligated to where they can't just close down, just stop the Arctic Cat name. Like there are some legally obligated thing to keep Arctic Cat going with parts and customer service and stuff like that.
So when that contract or whatever the hell it is up,
Yeah.
that's when the time
Who knows?
comes. So I hope no big name money people come in and swoop it up.
Bobcat.
Bobcat, there we go.
There we go.
Make some implements.
Put a bucket on that
Yeah,
snowmobile.
yeah.
So yeah, tough deal with Arctic Cat. What a time to be alive though.
Totally.
Oh, man,
Holy
it's-
shit.
It's
I mean,
I mean I'm probably the biggest Arctic Cat fan there is.
and there's some rumored stuff going around with the DNR
Yeah.
about
I don't like it.
cross country snowmobile racing. Not good neither. Mm-hmm. I mean, just rumor, hearsay, who knows? But
I don't
even
like
just-
it. There people die every day.
Yep.
Why is it so dangerous?
I don't think it's the dangerous thing. I think it's the environmental thing. I think that's
Tell
what
that
it is.
DNR officer to go look at Pine Lake today
Yeah,
and tell me what's wrong with it.
I don't know. It sucks. It's not up to us though. We
Yeah.
can sign all the petitions we want. We can't
Right.
do nothing about it.
People like Tim Walls is getting in on this shit, and it's like, leave us alone.
Yeah.
We do everything right.
Just trying to ride our snowmobile, dude.
There's one thing I've been taught in my life: the difference between right and wrong. You know that difference.
That is a good thing to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, the difference between right and wrong is the main
220.
thing. If you're going to
Oh.
take anything away from this, it's the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
Just really think about what you're doing.
Now we're getting a whole different conversation.
Facebook.
Oh yeah, Facebook.
Yeah, yeah,
comment,
the comments.
comments of the week here. Brody, give me a little bit of sound so we just don't blow it out right away.
Yep.
So this is from last spring when me and Dad were first testing the ZRT.
Can I read them and then you respond?
I'll just play the clip here and I'll give it to you. You can read through you can read the comments you want.
Okay.
You want to read off, but just the clip of us just shooting with the radar gun.
The one that a lot of people saw.
Bone stock, jetted 4 sizes too rich, 111 on the gun. We were pretty stoked with that for a baseline run. And then I overlaid the sound to it. That's a VTEC Honda 4-cylinder car going off the rev limiter. I did a really good job lining it up. People are having a heyday with this clip on Facebook. 290,000 views.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so wild.
So we'll play the sound here so people understand what we're at least talking about, and Kyle will read the comments here.
It's so perfect.
And then so
Just picture a ZRT rolling by.
just hauling by you.
So I put the caption of swap the triple out for a 4-cylinder. I mean, which is pretty generic. I mean,
Generic caption.
Yeah.
Very generic.
Yeah.
so here Kyle can read some of the comments of the week.
All right.
Read-
All these?
No, read your.
Just
you
pick
can
a couple.
Scroll through it and pick your favorite ones.
It says, that sucks. Why would you do the unthinkable? People believe this.
Yeah.
That is not the sound of a ZRT. New manual option TCAT? Question mark? Kind of slow. We were running this fast 30 plus years ago. I had an old 570 VMAX, the ugly ones, and that would go that fast.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No. He's talking about a Yamaha, isn't he?
Yeah. VMAX. Yeah. No, there's no way.
There's one guy that's,
It says FA 580 powder special will do 100 easy.
Cool. Okay. That's not
And
111.
there's one guy that honestly believes it. It says sounds pretty shitty, honestly.
Just one.
I got 110 on my 2010 F8 twin spar, yeah.
I mean, we're not comparing it to.
I hit 118 on a wedge 600 triple. Wasn't stock, but still.
But still.
So, yeah, the people of Facebook.
This was the best. Like a little kid on the throttle, eh, bud? I did 126 mile an hour on a 94 Polaris Storm. This was just embarrassing. Yeah, right. 126 mile an hour.
Was there any good ones that you found?
He replied to.
Yeah,
a few
I was
of the
replying
comments.
to a few of them.
126 miles an hour on a Polaris Storm.
I had a Rupp 800 Magnum that was running that in 74.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. More like 84 mile an hour.
Yeah, and then finally some people got it. Like, you guys know this isn't the audio from this clip, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, it's so perfect.
That is so good. That is such a good video.
126 mile an hour out of a Polaris Storm. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Why aren't we racing them fucking things?
Yeah. And, yeah, the one guy's like, do 168 and I'll be impressed. I'm like,
168. What the
like,
fuck?
that's just silly. Oh, well, we did that on ice drags. I was like, this is a stock 600 set up for ice Le Mans, dude. So, like, just the comments of that, like, just make you shake your head at the people at Facebook.
They got to be bots.
Man, you'd think so, but some
I
of
don't
them-
think so. I don't think bots leave comments like that.
No, they do.
You could.
No,
well,
they do.
You can tell when it's a bot, though. You can tell.
I don't know. Some of the bots are pretty elusive.
I've worked all across this country. I've worked with a lot of neat people. And I do believe a lot of the stuff that's said on there is from genuine people.
I think so. Yeah.
Genuine, just red-blooded Americans.
Yeah,
Just
hell yeah.
Facebook people.
Good for you. You have an opinion
Yeah.
that matters.
Yep.
And your voice is heard.
And it's made fun of on this podcast.
Well, Pine Lake recap video, episode 57.
Didn't change the board, but yeah, 57.
People can't see that anyways.
No.
Thank you.
Again, freaking awesome for all the fans at Pine Lake. Bumping into them, meeting everybody, talking to them, hearing that they enjoy the show and that they watch. Freaking so cool.
We just got into a lot of our own stories, so didn't give Chad a call. Chad's at a Christmas party. Who knows if he'd have time for us anyways. But yeah, the Deerdahl family, thanks to Chad, Sharon, Joey, Jenna, Brady, Jody.
Yeah, and thanks,
Brian,
well,
Grace.
especially thanks to Brady for jumping on our machine with
With nothing. Yeah. But no, totally awesome to the Deerdahl family that they keep doing it. And somehow it gets bigger and bigger. I don't know how they're going to top it. Even Chad said that at the award ceremony. I don't know how they're going to top it next year.
Yeah, $77,000.
And how it's
it's
literally
a nonprofit.
It literally is one of the biggest snowmobile races in the country.
Yeah.
And it's on little tiny Pine Lake.
Yeah.
Do you win? How much money do they give away at the Sioux? It's not, is it 77,000?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
The Iron Dog is quite a bit too.
The Iron Dog's quite a bit, but that's kind of its different own
It's
entity.
freaking, it's crazy what they can do on just little Pine Lake.
For a weekend of racing, it is by far.
It is one of the craziest snowmobile races in the country.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yep. Yeah, if you missed out coming to watch this weekend, you missed out because it was a
barn burner.
20 above and 30 above.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was
I
wild.
mean, next year it could be 30 below.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm sure that's what it will be.
Yeah. But no, thanks again, everybody playing Shoptalk Fantasy. Really appreciate it.
225 entries. We're gonna have to up this stuff and give away random stuff.
Like for what's your number again? 160, 156?
156.
Yeah, 150. We'll have to give a shirt away for that number, and then soon we'll be giving a number away for Colin's number too, 756.
Yeah, 756. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll be doing it again for Ottertail. Emily Ilstrup giving away a metal printed picture. Maybe we'll give another Wensloff hat away.
Yeah.
Or we got 3 of them. We could spread them out throughout the season too. Yeah, thanks to Zach Herfindahl, t-shirt and sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Bunke for the hat. Scott Preston for the NEXC swag.
Yep.
We even got
Freaking
an
cool.
NEXC new sticker on the table there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen that. That looks nice.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Thanks, Scott.
Well, yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Just appreciate everybody watching and listening
thank
every
you.
week.
It was a damn good weekend at Pine Lake.
Thanks for listening to us idiots.
It's surprising people.
It's surprising how we are part of this industry now.
I don't know if I go that far.
Well, people talk about it like we are, and they come to us for knowledge. Like people, I bet people will talk about what we talked about with like Artie Cat. Like they will relay that information to other people. Like I heard on the Shop Talk podcast that
They're
after
gonna listen
those,
to why I'm so pissed off
yeah,
about it.
yeah, and like the guy on there had a good point. Like they just need a cheap sled.
But it's true. I probably am one of the most diehard Artie Cat people.
We're thinking about getting another Artie Cat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but in the old 2014 mod, right?
No.
No, that would be the thing to do.
What do you mean, 2014 mod?
What?
For a pro open class sled?
Oh,
John Arson's?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
even older.
Oh.
Not for a mod, for a ditchbringer sled.
Oh.
Ditchbringer class.
Oh, so an 01 ZR 600 cross country.
02.
02.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 01 was a dumb year.
They're the same, though, I think.
No, the cross country has a different style tunnel on them.
Different style tunnel.
Yeah, they got notches on the edges of the tunnel and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, well, I guess I'm looking at 02 ZR 600 to 02 ZR 600 cross country. Those are the same.
Mm-hmm. But the tunnel is different on the cross country.
Really? We'll have to. I have a couple of them saved.
You want the cross country one?
I want the cross country one, but it's like a half hour away from Luke Van Lysel in Wisconsin,
Oh shit!
and this other one is just in the cities.
If you're looking for a ditch banger sled, I'll do it on the 440.
The XCR.
No, my.
Oh, your
2000,
Snow Pro.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you were gonna do it, I'll do it.
I was thinking about doing it because like there's quite a few of them popping up. Evan Christian, those guys were going to do one kind of before, just like this weekend, I think, but
Yeah.
it got canceled for lack of snow.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do it, I'll do it. I guess that would be the thing.
Something to do, something to vlog,
Yeah.
give the people what they want.
Yeah. Yeah. We can. Yeah. We'll tote the big ass race trailer down there.
Yeah. Full factory ditch banger effort now.
No, we got to show up on a 2-place and we got to win.
But
Oh, I better get that thing going. I better pick it up tomorrow.
all right, everybody, we'll be back probably our normal scheduled programming next weekend.
Yeah, because it's just Christmas this week.
Christmas.
Everybody have a Merry Christmas. We
Yep.
Hope that
We might get
if you're traveling, safe travels. If you're doing things at home, make that ham good.
I was stoked that we had the race before Christmas, so now
Yeah.
I can have some Christmas treats.
Yeah.
That's
I get to watch Christmas movies with my daughter now, and I don't have to go work on shit. So
Awesome.
kind of the
I'm more stoked on the treats.
yeah. I had plenty tonight. Plenty Christmas treats.
Christmas shots.
Yeah.
But all right, everybody, thanks again. We appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.
Awesome.
Thanks.
See ya.